Welcome back to the PMCO PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split South American Group Stages. My name is Wayne, I'm joined by AJ. We will be your casters for the day, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the games as we will enjoy casting it as well. So if you guys do like the stream, remember to hit that subscribe button on the PUBG Mobile Esports channel and make sure you get the notifications as well. Ring that bell so that you get to know first when the games come online, because there are 6 regions being played here on this very channel.
Also, if you like PUBG Mobile, just go download it on Google Play Store or App Store. You can just get it easily just by one click, and after you download the game, just go for the game by also one click.
Yep.
Easy peasy stuff, lemon squeezy also.
Yep, very easy for you to get into the game itself, so do that, make sure you do that, and make sure you do hit the subscribe button. So me and AJ, we have a certain understanding about how the South Americans play.
Yes.
Usually they play very smart. That's what you were saying to me, right,
Yeah,
AJ?
so we've been seeing so normally we've been seeing Middle Eastern region playing, we've seen the North American playing, we've seen European teams playing. All the regions basically they're a little bit trigger happy, right? They like to start it off quick, but from the games that we seen yesterday, basically all of the South American teams are basically pretty passive.
Yep, that's pretty passive indeed. So whatever it is, this is how the competition system works. We will start with 32 teams, and then we will dwindle down at the semifinals with 24 teams, and then at the regional finals we will be with 16 teams. So we will dwindle down each of it 8 teams for every group stage. So when we reach the regional finals, we will be left with the top 16 teams among 32 teams that will be playing. So this is the new point system that has been introduced this season. It means it's 20 points for the winner chicken dinner. Number 2 will get 14 points, number 2 get 10 points, and so on and so forth. But number 11 to 16 will get 1 point each, AJ.
Yes, and that's the biggest changes we've seen, because last season we had 13 placement points for the first place, and followed by 25 points. So basically, sorry about that. Basically, we're gonna see kills are much important on this season, but it's based on you getting onto the top 5 also.
Yeah, that's very, very true, because the top 5 is the ones that the numbers are kind of dwindling down, but it's still quite close towards each other, where you can still catch up back to the top teams when you are in the mid-table. So that's really how it works. It gives them the opportunity to catch back out to the leaders to catch up to the leaderboard. Leaderboard, that's the word. To catch up to the leaderboard, even though you get maybe 5th or 6th place, but you can catch back up with those kills.
Yes, we've like yesterday we've seen a lot of Brazilian teams getting a lot of kills, but not pretty good placement points. So, but also just about 10 points or 20 points behind the first teams.
Yep, so I think if I'm not mistaken, Brazilian killers is leading the charts.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, they're leading the charts with, I can't remember the numbers.
It's alright, we're gonna see it later on.
Yeah, we're gonna see it later, so don't peel your eyes away from the screen, because we will know the scores right after this in the games itself. So we will be playing 4 maps throughout the day, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We will be kicking it off in, if I'm not mistaken, Erangel first, and then we'll be moving to Sanhok, then Miramar, then we'll be back to Erangel. But this is the day. Group C and Group D will be playing. So they have yet to gouge or learn how to play, or actually have a feel of the game.
Yes, and this is going to be their first game today. It's the second day of the this season, but it is the first game they're gonna play
officially. So we will be kicking it off with Erangel, map number 1 for the South American group stages of the PMCO. So you guys, hopefully you will enjoy. Maybe get yourself some brew, maybe relax, chill, maybe at home with your parents, your wife, your kids. Maybe they will enjoy the games as well. So bring them along for the ride.
So we got plane starting off. Not a friendly route. I'm gonna say that. Not a friendly route. This is basically gonna push a lot of teams to northern of the island.
Yep, they will. So hopefully, I think the teams will be doing just fine, because the flight path. Where did the train come from? The flight path is moving from Sanhok military base towards Georgiapol. So not a lot of room for them, not a lot of wiggle room for them, because they can't really reach the sniper Polonaya, Kameshki is a little bit too far, and sometimes you have to rotate a little bit too much.
Yep. I'm believing we're gonna see a lot of teams going for Georgiapol and the military base, we may get actually 2 teams undurable. Sorry, 2 teams, yes, exactly. We may get 2 teams undurable and 1 team rounds our key. So remember, like, South American teams like to play passive a lot. Like the first round we saw yesterday, it was like down to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No player was downed or eliminated in the first 20 minutes. So normally on other region map, we normally see around 2 or 3 teams already getting eliminated, but in South America, no. Everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna stick it to the end.
Yeah, some of them are playing it very passive. Some take it slow, but maybe today will be a different day because yesterday maybe their drops was a little bit further from each other.
Yes.
But maybe today some of them will kind of pin against each other or stack in towards one of the parts of the map.
Yep. We have Nova Esport SA, South American team, not the North America one. Don't get confused with them. All right, we got Nova Esport right here, like looting around the military base. We got DTB with
Disturb playing near
Disturb.
Pochinki there, and they are all alone again. So it's kind of like what happened in the last game or yesterday's games where they're kind of further apart from each other, so they will not be meeting up with each other anytime soon. So hopefully this will be the case because as AJ was saying, he really likes that the teams will play a little bit more safer, a little bit more passive because sometimes although you get a lot of teams want to level this playing field by getting a lot of kills, but sometimes you have to wait until the end because that's a safer bet, right?
Yes, it's a safer bet, and especially when team like you get to top 10, that's when you can like freely start killing and trying to eliminate other teams. Other than that, if you lose a team member just to eliminate one team in the very beginning of the game, it's just not going to worth it because you maximum gonna get 1 point for eliminating one other team for placement points.
Yep. It's way better if you go for the later stages of the game because, again, sometimes early on you don't have the utility, you don't have the item management to really take on the teams, and sometimes you lose a little bit too much because at the start you don't have a lot of loot. Sometimes you ended up maybe with just bandages and stuff, so you don't want to fight and then just end up with bandages because the other team might be ending up with bandages as well. So there's not a lot of things to loot very early on, so maybe you could save all of it for the brawl at the end of the game.
Yeah, again, we've seen South American teams play very good with their items lately. We never seen them playing so. I don't want to say brightly because they weren't playing pretty good last season, but this season, sorry, last season, like 2 seasons ago. But last season they were getting good, and they showed us a lot with item management. So I believe they are very good at item management, especially South American teams. For example, we got LTZ, which was perfect on item management on yesterday maps.
Yep, so hopefully a lot of these other teams in the group C and D, because this is a new group, and although they just started it out, usually the first, once you just started out, you don't really have a pattern yet of how you want to play, how you want to approach the game, and how you want to approach the teams that will be playing against you, because that usually is the case when after you've been playing a couple of maps at least, or you have met them before, because this C will meet D today, yesterday A met B, but they haven't met each other just yet.
Yes, like they had, like normally we have practice runs, right, before the match run. But normally when we're practicing, we don't play so like let's put it this way. Normally on practice runs, we play a little bit like fun, just make sure everything is going well, not putting a lot of effort on practice run. So everybody is going to be more careful on the new map, and we should say normally, like audience don't know which. Normally, when a new team arrives, not a new team, every team arrives in a new environment or a new place or even a new tournament. Doesn't matter. Like if it's a new environment, they need time to get along with the environment. They need time to know how to be and how to survive in this environment. So the first 2 games, maybe you will see teams not being able to play the usual playstyle which we see normally they play. Sorry about that. But after match 3 and match 4, we're gonna see them opening up and quickly getting into the usual ways that they like to play. And if we're interested, like we're gonna play this map twice today. So you can see, you will see the players' difference between two maps later on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mustang, right? You have to
Yes.
break the horse first. So this is kind of like the breaking of the horse in the first and second map. You kind of have to get a feel of the game, get a feel of the opponent, because that's what's important, right? To understand what your opponents are doing right here and right there, everywhere around you, what their mindset is, and how you want to engage them. Because it's not just about you here. There's 15 other teams that's playing against you. So you have to be careful with that because you have to read each and every one of them.
Yes, right now we have DTB just scouting around, gathering some information, making sure. And looks like they see another team, just call it in, and MILF, is that MIF? Yeah, MIF is gonna concentrate on just scouting on them, making sure they don't surprise them in the sudden. So it's basic gameplays, keep looting. Gathering information. No one wants early on engagement because it's not just good.
Yep, so far that's exactly what's happening. We are past 7-minute mark and we still have 16 players alive, 16 teams all around here, and none of them has taken any engagement whatsoever.
Yep.
Somehow they've dropped everywhere around the map, but they have not hit each other just yet. As you can see, the circle is actually towards the western side of the map.
Safe and sound.
Yeah,
Everybody's safe and sound.
everybody's safe.
Yeah, and maybe we got Team GI a little bit left over. And we have our first engagement coming in.
Yep, RD sees a couple of players coming in for his B4, right close towards them, but it's just B4 trying to run away. They're getting straight down here, and they drop one player. It's actually Atos to drop first. B4 might be in a lot of trouble here because RD is chasing after them. They want those kills. B4 is in a lot of trouble. They have to run away from here, but can they do so?
And yeah, they should be able to cover from this. It's a far distance, but if they don't get caught up by a third party, they should be good. And DF is just checking by like, hey, can I be the bigger fish or not? Maybe not today. All right, just falling back, double checking it. And here, like I used to say, like we don't see displays normally on other regions, like item management. It's so important, and we don't see that a lot on other regions, especially Middle East.
Yeah, we can see that right now because as soon as Atos dropped, his teammate dropped the smoke quickly, right? Rather than just taking the fight or scaring the opponents away, just drop the smoke.
Yes, normally like it's a far distance. Like other teams may not like use the smoke because it's just not necessary. If you get into a good cover, you can still recover it. But you see South American teams are organized so good that they don't take chances. It's not there to bargain. No chances.
Yep, not in their nature to do so. They're kind of calculated, kind of methodical in their approach throughout the game. Very mechanical as well. As you can see, the smokes and everything coming out. The way that they do it is very, very slow and steady. Not really rushing into it. Not really over jumping the gun. Yeah, as you can see, even though RD did get Rush to die, did get a knock on the Atos from Bastardos, but they didn't really do much. They just kind of make sure that he got knocked, but didn't commit too much towards that fight.
Like, if you want a word for South American teams, the word is going to be conservative.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, if you like want that single word, it's conservative. Like, they don't like to play a lot, like, right? It's a long distance, yes, right, of course. Do you need that scope 100%? No, but is it better, is it safer to throw that smoke and take less chances? Yes, of course, then just do it, right?
Yep, very smart for them to do so. So they're surviving for the meantime. As you can see, Atos is back on his feet, still inside the house, like pretty safe here in this situation, but Crazy is very close towards them, so they have to be careful here because Crazy is kind of close around them, but they're not really engaging just yet. So again, everybody just playing fairly conservative, as you said. They're playing it very, very slow. They're taking their time, looting up first. Even though they've met with each other, maybe they just pass through, and then rather than take the fight, nobody's charging into each other just yet.
Yeah, we may get some fire from actually 9K to other teams. As yes, we do get some fires. Just making sure to announce the place that they're living and not letting anybody get near. No surprises there.
Yep, Polly straight away, he just ducks. He doesn't want to take this fight as well. Just making sure that he throws some pop shots in. That VSS does very good to kind of shoo away the players that are engaging you, because the firing rate is really fast.
Yes.
So it's kind of very scary for you to engage upon that, because you kind of can get sprayed with the VSS, and all the attachments are there. You don't really need attachment for the VSS. You can't really use attachments. It's already fitted in. So that firing rate is very, very dangerous as well.
So early on this game, it's basically a cat and dog game, right? It's basically cats telling dogs, this is our territory, and dogs telling cats, this is our territory, don't cross the line and we're fine, right?
Yep.
And it's
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it's basically like, this is my territory, like if you don't get to my plane, you won't get hurt.
Okay, Evos are now in a lot of trouble because SS is right above them, but they're shooting down underneath them. Is tracked. We're getting wrecked here. Maybe, could be, should be. He's hiding behind the wall. Will survive for the meantime, but Veteran gets dropped from LPS from behind. The third party, as you said, this is what can happen in this situation. So LPS coming in from behind with the third party dropping one player. Is Veteran to drop from the SS squad.
So Ruins is basically in the middle of the map right now. All right, you don't want to be in this position unless you have to, because everybody's like is gonna look for the everybody's is going to look at the center of the map, and what they get when they look at the center of the map, they know someone's there, and if they're not busy, just fire some shots around, maybe get it knocked down.
Yep, but they're starting to shoot each other at maybe the 12-minute mark, 11-minute mark. So it's a little bit later than what we anticipated or what we have seen before from the other regions.
Yes.
So now they're starting to fight. Evo Force is very close towards one of the players from the other opponents. I think it was SS. So he has to be careful in this situation, because that player or that team can just kind of slay him because he's all alone there. So LPS sitting across them wants to try and third party this, but really has no vision of the opponents just yet. And SvG sees an airdrop, throws in the smoke. This is what we've been missing from the Middle Eastern squads, because they don't use the smokes to get those airdrops, and they kind of just go blind.
And we got an AWM as level 3 helmet and a level 3 armor. That's gonna be deadly.
Very, very deadly.
Yep. So we got the circle again closing in, and still it's like perfectly middle of the map, a little bit of south of runes. So basically, teams which were on north side of the island, like shooting range or RPG, who was in north of pool earlier, are going to slowly go for the cross. But so far so good. There's no engagement while crossing that. So we're gonna see more action still near the runes.
Yeah, Evo does lose a player here in this situation, because Biscantia is right above them. SS still controlling this area here against Evos. So they are fighting out this area, but they're taking a long time. This is a long engagement, which AJ does not like, because you have to commit too much towards it. But somehow they're making it work for the meantime. Now, will they kind of be engaged upon by LPS? Actually, LPS is another team. It's a WM, WarMaster Esports.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Holy
long range.
Smoke. Every single time I look down, something great happens, and that was a good shot.
That was a great shot from long range. That's a pretty good shot. So, like, you may think that doesn't matter because you never are going to, and that's our first kill from today. It's going to be PMCO Esports who's gonna be taking down first place.
Yep, first blood happens to be a player from Evo Esports going
no.
down.
Yes. Sorry.
That's what I meant. It kind of takes me a while to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Evo Esports lost a player there, so unfortunate for them. But the positioning of the positioning of the players was a little bit too off there. They couldn't really get towards that player, so Evos had to step back and cut their losses a little bit. So that's exactly what happened right there.
Right. So the thing, right, SvG is right now doing, so first off is making, like, if you land those shots on them, it's making them weaker by letting them use their utilities early on in the game, which it's gonna hurt. Like, it's gonna be needed in the ender part of the game. Two is trying to not make the other teams comfortable moving and comfortable making decisions move. So like for example right now. So
Wow.
they know it's not a good idea to be there, so they want to swap their points.
Yeah, that's very good. You want to swap positions, try to play it a little bit safe, but the thing is SvG still has, one of the players still has the AWM, so they can rain upon. Kamikaze is stuck inside the hut, all alone. LPS right now is actually GI aimbot getting shot by the LPS squad. It's a third party coming in, and GI in a lot of trouble here, getting sprayed down by LPS as well. It's Carrillo trying to shoot them down. He sees a couple of players, wants to go for the kill still. Will be able to drop one more player. It's Thermite to drop Carrillo. Very, very nice from afar.
Distance.
But do DP28 shooting from afar. Will be able to connect. Makako just dropped very, very low. Will be able to survive for the meantime. Has the first aid to use, but still Carrillo's spraying them down from afar, and they're in a lot of danger here, AJ.
Yep. So basically, right now, Team LPS is basically on the northern side of circle. They may just get a little bit of contest behind them from basically the RPG team, which may just don't want to go on their side. You can see them on the upper hill over there, but they are not in a good position for if they go on a war, they're gonna get easily third partied also. So they want to keep it quiet, and LPS right now is just trying to weaken other teams, because if the circle doesn't end in their favor, they need to make sure other teams aren't in a good position and aren't so comfortable about their place.
Yep, hopefully they kind of can shoo away the play, but Team Solid has been dropped at number 16, so they will be the first to be eliminated here in the first map of the second day. And Shania throwing his pop shot. He picked up the AWM from his teammate there, but will not be able to connect with anybody so far. And they still have the high ground here, SS, but they do not want to go in for the fight. It looks like they are very happy sitting here, and they do not need to commit to any of these players, which are converging. So many players converging towards one place here, and so far not a lot of kills. Just not a lot of kills for LPS. They gotten 2, although they were at the prime position to get more, but it's Carrillo who gotten both of those kills.
Right. So like now, SvG is actually not in a good position, because they can easily be get sandwiched by other teams. But luckily, this is the positioning. This is a good position because they got terrain around them, so they can get covers easily. And about terrains, especially mountain terrains, it's pretty hard to predict for the other teams or your enemy teams to where you're gonna pop out. So that's the good part about terrain. Like, if for example, if you're in a house and basically there's like 3 or 4 places you can pop out. So if that's covered, then you're doomed. But if you're on a terrain that's mountainy, and you can basically pop off and surprise a lot of teams and not a lot of other teams, it's just surprising sometimes.
Yeah, I think you really put the nail in the coffin there. I think it's better to play the terrain, because sometimes when you're in the house, you can get naded upon, you can get smoked off, you can get utilized, I think is the word that I just invented. Utilize. Using the utility to kind of push you back into the house and kind of convert you into a more passive team.
Yes.
So that's exactly what can happen there if you're sitting inside one compound or one house. But if you have the terrain, you can just wiggle around. That's what exactly Baba is doing right now. Just wiggling around the back of the terrain, back of that hill. But 0600 now, very, very dangerous position. They know where he's at. It's actually Vigilov trying to shoot him down, but he's still hiding behind the tree line for the meantime, and he will be able to be safe. But Smex will try to run his way across. Nova Esports from South America is trying to run away here. Will be able to do so. And LPS still inside that one house. Still very, very much safe here. But they have one of the players has gone down after he went out of the house. So that's exactly what you said, right? If you sit inside the house, there's not a lot of places for you to move. Once you move out, they know where you're at. You're going to get sprayed down and you're going to get killed. And that's exactly what happened. Now 9K in a lot of trouble here because they're positioning. There's 3 players or 3 teams who are aiming towards them. Now they drop a couple of smokes to buy a little bit more time, but LPS is still in the prime position to just hide off inside these houses for the meantime before the blue comes in. But the blue is coming in right now.
Yep, Guardian is going to be the third team that's gonna be eliminated tonight on the first round of this map.
Yep, Mufasa gets dropped as well. Skrillo will pop the first aid kit to get back to healthy ways, but they have lost or have Vigilus has been dropped so they will have to pick him back up. Before Love sitting very far outside by Stardust, playing it a very dangerous game here, playing outside. Now he's going to pop the first aid kit as well to get back to healthy ways, as I just said. So hopefully this will rectify itself. But Matos has already been dropped as well. So Bastardos, again, not in a good position. They are outside the circle as well, so they have to move in. But Matos has already been dropped. Nunez wants to pick him up, but the problem is everybody just firing against them. So there's no actual way for him to escape here.
Yeah, and it's really hard for LPS to keep holding that position. About holding a position is maintaining your fire pound. You need to keep suppressed fire in other teams.
Oh, the spray down. Nunez stands up and Smix takes him down straight away. Knows that maybe another player is there and he gets taken down. That's a nicely done play from the player Nunez. I think it was Matos, who was charging it up. But Nunez will be dropped. Matos as well, because Ricky is there. And he will be able to get the shots in to drop Matos, and will be able to pick up his friend as well. Matos will bleed to death and will be eaten alive by the blue. And it leaves 34 players alive with 12 teams still playing in this game.
Right. So right now we're gonna see a little bit slowdown because we basically only have 4 teams in the circle, and there's only 25 seconds left. But another team we see South American teams play pretty well is time management. They know when to move, they know when to execute, and they know what happens if they don't execute it right. For example, teams already at this time are starting to move in because, like, for example, SvG knows they are not going to be able to push it up against other teams which they have better positions. They're just gonna leave. Like, alright, this is not the fight because the circle's closing in, even though I win this fight.
Ooh, RD though, one of the players has been taken out. 9K Young also taken out there, but RD is in a lot of trouble. There's a couple of players right in front of him. He's actually crazy pushing towards them, but Chunha will hide behind the wall for the meantime. He sees a couple of players, but cannot really engage here because if he does engage, he's all alone. He will be taken down here. SS Dark is the one that gets knocked by SvG Nitsu, and they're fighting all around. DTB suddenly arrives here. In Dubia, I think might be all alone, but no, he's been done by Chucky, and Crazy is right underneath in the smoke. He has to be careful here. It's actually in Dubia who will throw a nade in, will not connect here, but he sees a couple of players. Actually, a player from Crazy Tycho who actually pops up and will be able to take him down, but they're losing players left and right here. DTB in a lot of trouble. Will they want to fight this?
So right now you see a lot of smokes in this situation, right? So normally this smokes isn't like for the teams that they are engaging. Actually, these smokes are preventing them getting third partied or getting shot by long range team, like because it's an open field, right? Like if you stay in the open field for too long, you're just gonna simply get fired upon by third parties from longer range or in a safer spot. You guys in 9K repeatedly just throwing those smokes in, and they're just not in a hurry. Like, all right, we got smokes, we're just gonna stick here and until some good placement point comes in, or we have to do something about it, then we can do something about it. Smart play from every team. So we got 8 teams, and it's still like this is the 5th circle coming in. This is the 1st circle, and still we got 8 teams and 70 players alive. Like,
yeah, this is so much different than what we see from the other regions. The amount of smokes that's being thrown here by DTB is just massive. The wall of smokes is very, very real here, but they are being engaged upon by 9K. My 9K is right above them, so they have to be careful here. DTB running down or proning here, disturbed in a lot of trouble. They're getting disturbed as well from 9K, so they have to be careful, but they are running back into the smoke. This is a very smart decision from them to just kind of hide it out first, buy themselves some time. But SP Skrillo, LPS, still getting himself a lot of kills here, but Marisa ducking down to try and pick up some more loot. 9K in the prime position to get this win because they are on the high ground, they are in the circle, very close to the circle at least, and they have a team right underneath them where they can get more kills. But 9K Young does not want to commit here. Should he commit, he might be fired upon as well by another third party. It's actually CTL coming in from the sides. Will be able to get the kill out of DTB. Now is the time for 9K to pounce. They should be able to get this third party in, but he's scared. 9K Young does not get the information. Now he sees him. Sees the player from CTL. Will be able to drop him straight away because he's all alone there. CTL will be dropped at 8th place. But now 9K Young still up above DTB, Disturb in a lot of problems here because they can't really rotate around. I think they've used all the smoke they can. They can't even heal up Milf because I think he might be lacking in terms of med kits or first aids here. But again, they're pushing it up or trying to buy some time. But this is a dangerous one. As you can see, he's going to throw out a nade to kind of buy himself some time. I think this is a smoke, or rather it's a nade. It could be a nade, but we're not connect. It's Carillo again with another kill, making it 4 for himself. He's all alone, but somehow survives for the meantime. 6 teams left, 14 alive. But somehow Carillo is there. He was there in the longest time, and somehow all his teammates have been taken out, and he's still pumping.
Yeah. So Loop from perfect place from Esports right there, single play. So actually we can learn. So first of all, the circle is in their favor, and someone's rushing up and getting third party. Is this going to be a kill? But no, Evo gets shut down and quickly returns to cover.
Yeah, they can't really commit to this because they are getting third party as well. So Polly will be picked up, but Mauricio will be knocked off, and somehow he gets 1 kill, but he straight away gets knocked. My Yang jumps down, he wants to commit to the fight, but he's all alone and he will be taken out as well, leaving 3 teams all alone here playing against each other. Is LPS Carillo somehow still survives here, and LPS has a chance to get the top 3 or at least get top 1 if he can snake his way in, but it's against Evo, and Evo has 2 players still alive here. And I think where else? It's actually SvG coming in from the sides. SvG has the opportunity to third party this fight as long as LPS concentrates on Evo. Sorry, Carillo concentrates on the Evo players, but SvG in prime position, they have 2 players as well. It's 2v2v1? No, 2v3v1. Here,
Yep.
SvG has 3 players still alive.
Right now in this situation, LPS is just gonna chill until the last circle comes in, because both team actually know someone's there, but LPS he's just not able to stand up because he knows as soon as he stands up he's gonna get third party. He got 1 more smoke, he got nothing else to play with, and the blue is starting to move. Trying to do it. He wasn't able, and
nice shot from him, but Carillo's all that's left. He's been ended, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that leaves SvG alone with 3 players still very much alive, and they will be able to pick up the first winner chicken dinner.
That's perfect. Like SvG, like basically, how can I say?
Yeah, they kind of just let Loops and Evo stay fight
like,
along each other, right?
They were like, we're chilling, all right. Oh, now we have the chicken dinner. That was easy.
Yeah, they just kind of chilled, didn't really do much because LPS they were kind of out in the open, and the players from Evos was out in the open as well. They kind of got eaten by the blue, and Carillo had to really fight his way. But kudos to Carillo. Somehow he was all alone. 3 of his teammates fell down, but he survived for the longest time. Got himself 4 kills. It started off with somewhere when he was inside the compound. Spraying plays down, but somehow he gets himself in very good positioning all the time. Sneaks his way back into a circle and somehow gets himself in the 3rd position, or the 3rd, I think the 3rd placement.
Yes, and also like again, congrats to SvG Esports securing that first winner chicken dinner. That's going to be 20 points straight for placement points, and also 1 point for each kills that they got. So basically they got, I think, 7 kills in total. And on the 2nd place we have LPS Loops, right?
Yeah.
The Loops. So like Loops were actually the first teams to start engaging, and they kept engaging for a long time.
Yeah.
And sorry, I forgot the name of the one who.
Carillo.
Carillo, right?
Yeah.
Carillo came alone, got 5 kills all along, and
This is it. Carillo somehow survives, sprayed 2 players down, or the 2nd guy really couldn't do much, and Evos got dropped. LPS Loops Esports kind of managed themselves to get back into the game. And again, this is what we were talking about yesterday, right? When we were doing the Middle Eastern casting, was that some of these players somehow, when they're left all alone, will be able to get this or snake their way into the game or into the circle, and somehow get better positioning or better, what's it called? What points?
4 points? What's it called? What are you looking for?
I don't know what I'm looking for.
All right,
you don't know what I'm looking for.
All right. So like in general, so we can like normally we have 2 words for SA teams, right? So the first point, the first is going to be conservative. They're pretty restricted. They know when to play, they know how to play, and they don't take any chances. But so chances, like PUBG, like luck is a big thing in PUBG, right? So here we have the total points coming in. So SvG SvG Gaming having 7 kills in total. That means 27. Loops having 5 kills under the name, ending up second place with 14 points. And here's the second page. Damn, that was quick.
That was really quick.
That was quick.
But Evos ended up in the 4th place because Team Solo Safe, I think.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Solo Safe. Yeah, so Solo Safe got 2nd place because they got 9 kills. So they exceeded what Evos could perform with and got themselves in number 3 spot. So because of it, Evos got booted to the number 4 position. And with that, I think whatever it is, it's still kudos towards SvG. Very good start from them. They had 3 players left. We were saying that it's very hard for you to get into the circle with a lot of players, and they got 3 players in the circle. They played it very safe. We didn't even see a lot of them in the very early stages of the game. They kind of played it very slow, but somehow managed to get themselves into the circle. Get all 3, played it very safe. Just hit and let Loops and Evos take a fight with each other. So let's see the kills leaderboard. We have 6 per draw, 11 kills. BRK's Brazilian Killers, of course, the champions of the last split for South America, is coming in number 2 as well. So they're on the board there.
Yeah, they're on the, and that board is going to change today because we got Group C and Group D playing, which never played, and today's total scoreboard is also going to change. And let's see if Group C or Group D can beat the first top team today, right?
Yeah, hopefully it will be something exciting to watch on Sanhok as well. Maybe they will try to converge and fight very early on. Maybe that's the excitement that we were looking for. But whatever it is, we're going to a short break. When we return, it will be Game 2 here from the PMCO.
Was marking it confirmed by Design. Now I am going to drop one as well. We're trying to confirm on Smith. There we go.
He's done for. 6-9 dropping players.
They've waited, but have they waited too long? They're locked behind smokes now. INF spraying away.
He gets the knock.
KST will just get the knock from the Black Arrow behind that smoke. Not able to confirm it, though. The spray a little bit too wild. Not going to find its mark, but now things start getting a little bit more difficult. Brazilian Killer's going to lose a player. He's already found himself 6 kills this game. Those are good sprays, pretty on point for him as well. Now Ints get involved, but trades come through from KST going both directions. Actually clean up multiple players on Batman here, and looks like PDZ will save them from that one, and that's actually very lucky for the Batman. They do get saved, the flank is removed by someone else, and now they're able to clean up. 2 teams alive.
It looks like HDT going to be living in a body bag.
Goodness, maybe. Yeah, they had a player drop down below, but unable to find anything.
Oh, he's got 3 knocks.
No way. And just match all of it, and that one comes through and cleans up. That should be is to move 3 against 1. Pedro, he clutched the last game. He's hard to get a burn with multiple in front of him. This has to be a big spray down. He's almost got the second. He does it. He's maybe got this one done. He just needs to find that last player. He has spotted him out as well. Pedro going for the 1 versus 3. This could be the clutch. The nade is there, but the player's right in front of him standing up. He'll go down prone, but it's a 1v1. Pedro could be getting a second chicken dinner for his team. 2 kills so far this game. He'll only be getting 3 if he can make this work. Don't go down to the zone, son. He's going to sneak along inside of it, but these reses are not possible. It is just the 1v1.
He gets it!
Pedro's done it!
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. A quick game for those short breaks. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Endless respawn, endless fun. There is a better choice.
Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split South American Group Stages. My name is Wayne. I'm joined by AJ. We will be your casters for the day. If you like what you see, remember to hit that subscribe button and make sure you get the notifications as well so that you can see firsthand the 6 regions that will be playing here at the regional finals as well as the regional groups. So with that, Mr. AJ.
Yeah, and if you enjoy watching it, just give it a try, right? Just simply go to your Google Play Store or App Store, or search for PUBG Mobile, and just download the game, and like you may be the next one.
I see what you did there. For you guys at home, remember to be the one, and to be the one, you have to try and play the game first. Of course, get into the game first, right? Yeah. So we have just witnessed the first game. We was played on Erangel, and SvG won first place, and then they had 3 players strong coming in.
Yes.
EVOS had 2, LPS had 3, LPS had 1. So whatever it is, SvG was kind of a dark horse in that game. We didn't really see them for the first beginning of the match, and suddenly at the end it kind of came out strong.
Because like SvG was basically the first teams started engaging other teams, like declaring their territory and telling others, "Oh, this is our place," right? But later on in the game, when we weren't watching there, but we have a mini map right here, so we know what's happening.
Yeah.
So I was watching the mini map. So basically, they got pushed down. So, but they won, but in the exchange of losing 3 players.
Yeah.
But incredible play on the last round, securing their placement on 2nd place from SvG.
LPS. I mean,
LPS, sorry, LPS.
Yeah, LPS Carrillo was all alone. He lost 3 players very early on, and then suddenly he had to snake his way into the circle. But he managed to do so, and then he managed to battle EVOS as well because he was all alone. EVOS was near him, right behind the wall, and then just suddenly one guy jumped and you got sprayed.
I'm so embarrassed to like call SvG LPS right now. Right?
So don't mind.
Sorry about that.
Let's segue straight into the next game. It will be Sanhok 4x4. It's the smallest map in the circulation of the map pool. So it will be fun to watch as well. Hopefully this team will try to battle it up very early on so that we can watch some action. But as AJ was saying, a lot of these South American teams very methodical in their approach, very slow and steady in their game style, and they won't probably be meeting up with each other anytime soon.
Yeah. So about this round, so South American teams are pretty good at avoiding each other in the early on games. So this is a smaller map, so we're gonna get some awkward moments which two teams actually go near each other. But about this map, there is the difference, which the difference is basically easy. You don't need to go to those hotspots to get a better gear. So this map is geared basically all over the place. So it doesn't matter where you go, just go somewhere and just try not to get awkwardly be engaging other teams early on in the game. Here we have Crazy in the, I guess this is Charlie Bootcamp, right?
I think it's Bravo, I'm not too sure. I have to recheck the map.
Alright, it's alright.
So, it's all cool, it's all cool. So hopefully we will kind of get an inkling of where they are, because it looks like there's another team very close towards them. So that they have to be careful here, because SvG, wait. That's a car hit? No, that's a drop. That's very weird. There's a player who got knocked from dropping.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird.
So SvG very close towards WM, so they will be engaging very, very soon, I think. But they are running away. It looks like SvG, this time around, as we said, they kind of establish their positioning very early on to make sure that nobody comes and disturbs them. And I'm not too sure if that's the playstyle that they're going to try and do in this round. But whatever it is, they are playing it very, very safe here. They're running away from that fight.
So running, like, it's not running away like you put it like in a bad way. So it's not running away. It's like just temporarily falling back. So you don't lose. It's never like worth it to lose any member early on the game before anything happens. It's just not worth it. So basically, like falling back, like we said, we don't need to go to a hotspot on this map.
Yeah, they do need to, and they are spread apart here. So hopefully they will be fighting each other very time soon. That DP, it looks like DT has found a player here. They're going to go for the spray down, and one of it has been dropped. It's actually TS. the player from, I think, Team Solid here getting knocked very, very early on. So they will be able to take that kill. And DT looking very, very strong here in the starts of the game. Disturb. Firing on all cylinders very early on.
Yep. And here we have Team 84 and is sitting. Sorry, I'm in a bad position. Can you read that for me?
This one? Lignamaro.
Miramar, alright. So basically collecting some information. I don't think Team 84 is going to go for that section or that part. He's alone, isn't he?
Yeah, he's alone. As we said yesterday, I think one of the players sometimes become the scout, and then he's a little bit more separated from his teammates. So he's going there to get information to make sure that
Yes.
the front part is safe for them to kind of converge on, kind of a compound that's safer for them to kind of meet up with and just kind of control it. But RPG's Babe has found a player here in the form of Crazy Toiko, but Toiko is on the other side. He should be able to finish him off very soon, but he's hiding between the grass underneath a little bit of a hill there. So Toiko will be able to be safe for the meantime. Let's see whether his teammates come to help him, but RPG here looks like they want to go in for the fight. Crazy swing from behind. Smog gets dropped very, very low as well. He's in a lot of trouble, but I think he's going to try and heal up first. But it's actually SvG getting overrun by LPS, but LPS actually gets taken down, or one of the players gets taken down. It's actually Vigilov. But right now it looks like Crazy. Again, this is a very third-party fight because LPS is close by them as well. But it looks like Zeus wants to commit to this fight. There's two players right behind it. If he gets this nade, this is very, very good. He's going to try
holding
and
the nade. He might just get an upper blow.
Oh, he's going to go in,
it's
but
not going to connect.
it's an overshot. But Toiko will be able to be picked up by Smog or Smaug, however you call that dragon thingy. But Zeus, they're still hiding behind the rock, waiting for them to expose themselves. Toiko is going to come in from the sides, and Babe or Baba is probably any support as well. But it looks like Toiko does not have any healing items because he hasn't healed up just yet. I think he must have a couple of boosts. Okay, now he has healed up. Maybe he doesn't want to expose himself just yet. And RPG Baba is applying bandages as well. So it means that RPG and Crazy, they want to fight each other, but they're taking their time. But Zeus gets sprayed down by Smog there with an AK in hand. Baba has to provide support. If not, Zeus will be taken out. Looks like Smog wants to go in for the kill, but he doesn't know where the rest of RPG are. So he has to be careful here. And Crazy wants to go in for the fight. This is very, very dangerous because Smog is exposed here. Baba is shooting in from the sides, but Baba himself is exposed. He has to be careful himself. Toiko exposing himself in front as well, showing his face, but Smaug is getting shot upon and will be shot by the light. And it's RPG winning the fight so far. It looks like both Toiko and Smaug will be dropped. Scar is a little bit further back with MZK as well. They're fighting inside the camp, and they should be safe for now because Scar is hiding himself as well.
So right now, basically RPG won the front line. Now it's the support line that they're gonna. So if RPG can recover and regroup, it's gonna end up badly for Crazy. And if I'm Crazy now, I'll be considering going for the placement place.
Yeah, go for placements, or if you want to be a little bit crazy, up to their names. They can go for fights, but ill advised again. Nothing that you can gain from it. You're 2 men down. There's nothing that you can really do in this situation. Don't really have to go for the fight. I think after this, I think RPG is going to call the rest of the cavalry here to try and take down Scar as well as MZK. So they are waiting for this, and RPG is moving their way towards the camp.
Yep, and actually right now RPG may not go for the push because even though like they are now 4-man squad strong, but never underestimate any team. Like if you take that chance just for two kills, you may just get killed for just that 2 kills and ending up 16th place early on in the game. So maybe because we've seen South American teams don't like taking chances a lot. They play passively. They don't take chances. So all right, they got 2 kills, good enough. Maybe that's enough, and let's see you in the final circle.
Yep, there the circle's trying to move right now. So this kind of centered around the map. So everybody should be fairly safe here to get inside without any hesitation. They just kind of can get in here. Curry is throwing a nade. It might be very good, but Swagger just ducks. That's very good. That's very fast as well. Reactions coming in from Swagger, but Kako does get dropped a little bit. Still more than half HP. He should be very good here. LPS firing on all cylinders again. This is the second game. We saw them kind of get back into the groove of things. with Carrillo after 3 of his teammates dropped. So this time around, they have 3 players still alive. They've lost Vigilov very early on. So maybe this time around, they can get that winner chicken dinner. Hopefully so. But
And actually, we do like crazy.
Oh.
Sorry, like if I didn't, if you see that, like crazy got 2 players, RPG players knocked out.
as long as he's not on the screen, I sometimes get blurred as
Yeah,
well.
right.
But right now, Suskuri spraying out SvG players, but connects only on Nitsu for a little bit. And they all should be safe to return to a more passive positioning.
Alright, so normally SvG is not going to consider to take this fight. Why? Because this is a small map, we've got 16 teams alive. If you fight on open fields, even though you win, you may get eaten by a bigger fish.
So here's RPG fighting again against Crazy right now, but Crazy's left to 1 player, and they will be able to wipe the floor and clean up Crazy here, because RPG, as I said just now, they could just double back and just regroup and just try to take the fight, because Crazy's left with 2 players. So that's exactly what they did, gaining themselves 4 kills and getting off to a wonderful start.
But like I wouldn't call it like a perfect start, because they lost 1 member during that fight. As like this is the worst thing you ever want in this situation, right? You lose 1 player in the beginning and gaining maximum like 4 points.
Yeah.
And it's not just worth it, because you're gonna need that extra player, especially on this map. This map is open field. It's heavily terrain based, so you need players. You need players on your team to hold and secure your territory. So if you're like 1 player less, your options are gonna significantly be reduced. So it's gonna be harder towards the end game.
Yeah, hopefully though, SvG will, sorry, not SvG, I think RPG will be able to sustain that fight or sustain this game, because after that fight, they did get the whole camp to loot all to their own, and Crazy bodies as well.
Right, but I mean, like, I'm not bragging about it. Like, look at this. Look, SvG and LPS, they had an engagement, right? And they break off. They break out. They're not fighting anymore. Like, everybody knows where he is and where they're not, and they know it's not worth it. It's not good for either teams. They're just gonna chill. Like, all right, you want this spot? All right, I'm gonna give it up. I'm gonna relocate in somewhere else. You take the spot, good, I'm out. Let's not fight today.
Yeah, hopefully I think a lot of these teams will try to not do that, because
Yes.
at least if they start a fight, maybe they can gain something out of it. If they don't fight, maybe while they're reverting to a more defensive position, they get shot in the back while they're trying to escape or trying to again get to a more defensive position, because you can see a run. Right? You told me it's like it's kind of bad to see a run, but so hopefully they will not get shot in the back while they're repositioning. So again, but still it's very, very dangerous, right?
It's very dangerous. And also another smart thing about it, like, we know there's nobody behind SvG and LPS, but like SvG, if they fall back, considering if there was someone behind LPS, they will, like, one of the teams are going to get sandwiched. So SvG choosing to like go further into the circles means they are going to be the bread, not the ham, on that situation if it was there. But luckily for LPS, there isn't going to be much, but we may, like, it's a 50-50%, because we're not sure how Team DT is gonna go. Here we have Team 84 just checking out everybody's position, spraying some shots down, trying to weaken somebody else, and 84 Law actually does get that knockdown, and maybe he's gonna finish in top. He's low health.
Just 1 more bullet will do the trick, and he
maybe
kind
not
of sees
like,
it. Makes us a little bit uncertain there whether to commit.
yes.
Yeah, he will be down. So Law will get that kill. Bastardos getting 2 kills very early on here. Not really early on, but at least early on in the type of games that South American plays.
Like, it's just been like 11 minutes for South America, like the standard killing time.
Yeah,
like,
it's the same as the first game, right?
Yeah, it's like I love the play style of South American teams. They don't want to engage. They're not trigger happy. They want to be there, and they're very conservative, and among that, and they're disciplined, right?
Yeah.
The most important thing which is they're disciplined, right? They don't take chances a lot, right? They know the rule of the game, and they know, like, they understand the game well. like they don't take chances because circles are basically like you need luck for
Yeah,
circles, right?
very
But
much.
very much you need lucks. But if you take chances and you aren't too good on locks, then all right, you need to do something about it. So being disciplined and conservative is gonna help you a lot, especially in this situation. And one thing also about SA teams is they're pretty clear-minded, right? They don't do extra stuff. Like what do I mean by extra stuff? Like, all right, they see a team, they're spraying for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Then that's one thing. All right, they know what to do. They know how to execute. Maybe because the way of their leaders or captains give the order, or the way like they're on the same page on everything. We like sometimes we see other teams, especially on gunfires or crossfires, getting like a little bit wiggly among them. They don't know who to fight off.
Yeah.
But that's the time where these captains or team leaders give the decision, and that's called clear-minded by my meaning.
Yeah, I totally understand you there. But as it stands, it looks like Fernandez might be shot here. As you said, clear-minded, and with the decision, even that Pedrin knows how to trigger control. Just fires a couple of bullets. He knows that he can't really get the kill because he's hiding behind the wall.
Yes.
So he's just taking his time, just kind of peppering him a little bit with bullets, 3 to be exact, and then just falling back. And just, you know what? We don't have to engage.
Yeah, so we don't have to engage. I'm just making you a little bit uncomfortable. Don't get comfortable. Don't say I don't see you. Be aware, all right? We have two teams actually back to back. You see, even though right now they know like two teams right there, and both of the teams are backing off. Like, all right, we don't want to take the five, but mostly because this is a downhill. Like, if you are on downhill and you're clawing on the ground, if you're on downhill and someone's running towards you, you get a better chance of getting them down.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons. But the second reason is also because one of the teams, especially A-Police, has already lost one player, so they don't want to take any more engagement or any more fights this early in the game.
Yes, they do not want to, but because they're here, they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Really uncertain where to go for now. So they're just going to play it passively behind rocks, behind formations of hills. And they just play, again, you said playing it downhill, just waiting for the players to pop up right in front of them, standing up. So it's very easy for them to just spray their plays down.
Right, and right now we got our next circle coming in and closing in after basically 5 seconds, and like this is the another part like I was speaking about on the last game. Normally, on the other hand, you see everybody getting into the circle pretty late, basically like barely making it to the circle.
Definitely.
Right, but in SA teams, we see teams planning to enter the circle so early on this game. Like, they don't take a lot of chances right here, and we're getting some crossfire. Wen, take it away.
Yep, SS getting shot a little bit. Nova is from far away, but it's Mufasa to take the shots in first. It's actually SvG versus DT in another place where DT gets dropped. A player gets dropped. Nova Mufasa rearing his ugly head, where Veteran will know where he's at. But it looks like Nova does not want to take this fight as well. Mufasa knows that it might be more than he can chew, so he doesn't want to take this fight against SS. But SS is looking towards them, so they have to be careful here because he's waiting for him to pop up. Solo safe is playing it very, very safe.
All right, so SS right now, like we've seen two of their team members, they don't have a lot of utilities. Either smoke, grenades, or molotovs, or a medkit. So they like normally they don't want to take that fight, right? They're just gonna chill and look for opportunity. They're in the circle, so they're just gonna chill and maybe like give some suppress fires to other teams, maintaining their territory and making sure nobody like jumps up them.
Yep, and DTB Chucky has been knocked, so it looks like Bill will try to recover him and will be able to do so because he's really just behind a rock. Not the safest of places, but again, they don't have the smokes maybe to try and just suppress the opponents from pushing him in. It's Dark actually gets taken down by Mufasa, who was being aimed by Dark earlier. But somehow Mufasa gets the kill, so they are in a lot of trouble here by Mufasa. Might be pushed upon as SS pushes in. Veteran gets dropped. He was behind the blue. He gets dropped as well. Mufasa is still inside the house. Will be able to maybe heal himself back up. It's SvG versus DTB now.
Right. Right now, SS is basically the single only team which is not in the circle. Let's see if they can make it out of the blue. And looks like again, South American teams don't like chances.
Yep, they're playing so passive, right?
Like it's so passive. It's a great play. It's a go-to way to play. But yep, that's it.
Yeah,
No
as you
chances.
said, I think
Don't take chances.
the way you
Right.
said it was conservative, right?
Yeah,
It's conservative is kind of smart. That means that you're not just playing it passive, you're thinking about the situation before you make your decisions.
Yes.
So that's what exactly that. Mufasa gets another kill up on the SS player, so this is very, very bad. Nova someone winning fight, but DTB Myth gets shot here by LPS. LPS is suddenly rearing their ugly heads, just popping up like, say, hello, I'm going to take you down. As Bill gets shot a little bit from the side, he will be taken out. Chucky is on the behind his rock, but somehow he's getting engaged upon as well, living in Dubia. All alone, 1v3 in the situation as Carrillo will pick up his friend as well. Kamikaze should be very, very safe here. LPS winning that fight and DTB just falling back very, very slowly.
And so even though like DTB right now lost that round, but you can clearly see how like DTB was thinking. So look at the circle. And they wanted to go into the circle, and there was around 20 seconds left. So they knew they need to push on, or else they're gonna get blued, because like it's worse when blue is gonna follow you and you're on a gunfight or you're in an engagement. That's gonna like make things worse. So planning early on and going for it is like. It's a good plan, but unfortunately they didn't win that round. Also, great play actually from LPS, because they knew they're gonna push up because they had no choices to do. So they kept the position. That it was a better position, and good calls from LPS. So they won that round.
Yep, so far there's 3 men strong. So I think again they're already inside the circle. So they look like they're in prime position to get back into the circle and try to get some control over it. But Evo has dropped a player here in the form of Ale. So I think Cape is trying to escape with his life here. He doesn't want to pick up Ale, who I think might be eaten by the blue somewhere outside.
Yeah, Ale is pretty far away near Paradise Resort, so like Ali's not gonna make it. So it's down to 2 players from Evo Esports, so which is Cape and Harak, I guess. Like I'm pretty far away, right? You see better than me.
Yep, but wherever it is, EVOS has already gotten themselves the third placing after the well. Don't forget about that. FCTL suddenly appears. Kappa gets sprayed upon straight away. Harak is still there, very much alive. Sergio does not know where he's at. He's actually looking in the wrong direction. The player might be coming in from behind him, but it's actually Shrek getting dropped by Gupe there, and CTL will win that fight.
And Evo getting eliminated at 14th place. So early on this game, Evo is not having a good day just today, right?
Yeah, some teams I think are a little bit unfamiliar with the smaller maps, or maybe they're just not as good in the smaller maps as they are in the bigger maps. But kind of reverse with what happened with Middle East, because Middle East are really strong on Sanhok, but they're kind of slow a little bit in Miramar. But maybe this is the reverse, where South America are very, very strong on the Sanhok map. On the bigger map, and then the Sanhok, they just kind of slow down things a little bit.
Yep. So like Sanhok, you actually need to be a little bit aggressive, because being aggressive, it's risky. You take chances, but when you win.
Oh, nice shot from Gigame there. Gazme there will be able to take that fight. So we'll be able to drop 1 play from the RPG squad, and that will be all she wrote for now. And should be able to loot that as well, but nope, no time for him to loot. He will have to run inside the circle. He's all alone. He's trying to sneak his way in towards the circle. Back to the starters here, trying to fight in their way against SvG. SvG pushing through. The net will not connect, but before Law is actually running the heck out of there. He doesn't want to take that fight. He tries to maybe escape in through the grass, but again, he might be flanked here. There's a lot of players around him. He's in a lot of trouble, and I do not see Metos anywhere near him. So Metos might be behind him actually here, trying to get into the circle as well. But Log got himself into the circle first. Metos in from behind, but look at that spray down coming in from Law. 2 of the players from RD getting dropped very early on. and they have no way to come in towards the circle first as it stands.
I think Kenzie is not gonna make it. No, he does not. And that's basically we got 5 teams left.
Yep, straight away. This is really, really fast. But they're all fighting against each other very, very like in towards the circle, outside the circle. They're just fighting everywhere right now. And people are just getting flanked left and right and center. As Junha from afar, Matos actually tries to spray him down, but I think he's eaten by the blue. And he gets sprayed down by Yang from a mile away. And back to Nova, who's 4-man strong inside a compound, but they have to move out because the circle's right in front of them, but they have to track their way back towards the circle.
Yeah, so we got on. It is going to be the last circle, and circle's already closing in. The 6th circle, it is, and right now the only team in the circle is 9K. Noah having 1 player actually in the circle, just scouting out. CTL catching up, making some spray, but gets taken down. And CTL already in the campaign, waiting for another team, waiting for
Mufasa this time around gets sprayed down by Ignomaro. But he's all alone here as Sergio already got dropped, so CTL is left with 1 player. And then
that's a great grenade!
Holy smokes, you are totally right. What a freaking grenade. Holy smokes, there's with no way of escaping that. So Mufasa gets dropped and he will be picked up by Ricky, I think, if I'm not mistaken, his name is, leaving 9K, 4 players strong, and they look primed to win this match.
Alright, we got Rush to Die, 1 player left. We got Nova Esports. Both actually full health teams right there. And let's see if 9K or the other teams, which is our Nova, can make. Who's gonna like take the last chicken dinner?
Yep, 9K Guardian literally opens up with the fight first. They will be trying to fight Nova first because Nova's right in front of them, but Nova's pushing in. There's 3 players strong. They're trying to push in here. 3 teams still very much alive, but as you can see, RD is very far away here. The last player is trying to shoot, trying to third party. He will be able to get
grenade
one.
Coming in.
V2, and another nade comes dropping in and will connect. Oh my god, the grenades coming in for the South American teams are just so strong. And Malaysia right now, 9K 4-man strong. Malaysia just scanning around, looking for the kill. Should be pushing in here as Nova in a lot of trouble. 9K pushing in against Nova. And he's gonna go for the spray down and should be able to connect, but they're left with 4 players still very much alive. Suddenly E2 will spray them back down, but he's all alone in a very bad position. They know where he's at. Marisa gonna push out. Should be able to get this kill, but no, essentially he will be able to survive, but 9K will get that win nonetheless. So it will be 9K to get that winner chicken dinner.
Alright, 9K got in total of 7 kills tonight, and Noah got 6 kills followed by, and RD actually getting 2 kills but securing themselves on third spot. So not a bad round for everybody. Like everybody learned how everybody plays and loves to play. Yep. So pretty good start, and we're gonna congrats to 9K Esports winning over chicken and dinner. They got the 2nd match dinner, so they got some kills, and we're gonna check the total score flows pretty soon. Yeah. So here's the problem we're having, right? So basically yesterday we had teams which were a little bit trigger happy. Yeah. Like they killed a lot more. So but right now what we're seeing is basically teams are playing pretty passively and not trying to land those kills, but trying to get those placement points. So if this goes on and we don't see a team with for example getting 2 winner chicken dinners, they're not gonna be able to catch up first day's Group A and B scoreboard.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think the problem right there is that kind of have to convert them kills, a lot more kills, right? Have to convert a lot more kills into it. So hopefully that will be rectified very soon. But again, they're playing it very passive, so hopefully they'll get more kills on their side to kind of rack up the scores, because placement points is there, but killing scores is there as well.
Yep. So that was pretty cool, and that was we're going to be moving on to match 3 later on. Yeah, so it was a great match, I believe.
A little bit hectic and a little bit dirty, yeah, because a lot of fights were happening at the same time, and it was like, again, I've said this before, sometimes you get third party, but sometimes with too much players converging on towards one circle, you get fourth party and fifth party as well, because there's just so many teams around there.
Just like, actually that's the thing you need to consider, because everybody's playing passive, right? So normally on other regions, you normally on 6th circle or 5th circle, you only get about like 10 maximum. The maximum is 10 teams, right?
Yeah.
But we see sometimes we're getting 16 teams also
Yeah.
in that 5th circle or 4th circle, and like yesterday we seen like on 5th circle nobody has died.
Yeah.
So that actually like basically surprised. And here we have the scoreboards and this is for the last round, 9K getting 27 points and followed by 20 points with 6 kills. And B4 actually, like, look at this. So they ended up in 4th place, right?
Yeah.
So getting ended up in 5th point, but they get 11 kills. So makes them the 3rd score getting a lot of kills.
Yep.
It helps a lot. So this is the difference between last season.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to RD. Sorry, not RD. I think Evos as well, because Evos got pushed back by the scoreboard. But now let's see. Brazilian Killers at number 1 for the totality of the South American group stages, with 1 winning chicken dinner, 64 points, 6-9 Esports following suit with 2 winning chicken dinners and 62 points, and Ace with 54. They're very close to each other.
Yes.
There's just maybe 4 points different between number 3 and number 1.
Yep. We got 9K Esports, which is the highest scoreboard of today yet. They're on 9th place yet, but they got 2 more rounds to go.
Yep.
Like if they keep that momentum, definitely gonna end up top 5 today.
Yeah.
But it depends how they're just gonna roll today.
Yeah, but exactly that. They just played 2 maps and they're already at number 9, right? They already broke the top 16 after their first day. They have been playing for 4 maps.
Yep.
So it looks like this second day they're a lot more dangerous, but somehow they are winning those fights and getting more points. So whatever it is, we will be returning with map number 3 after this. Thank you for watching PMCO. We'll be back after a break.
Was marking getting confirmed by Design. Out of players right now. I am going to drop one as well. We're trying to confirm on Smith. There we go.
He's done for. 6-9 dropping players.
They've waited, but have they waited too long? They're looking behind smokes now. INF spraying away
he
at
gets the
KST
knock.
and will just get it off with the Black Arrow behind that smoke. Not able to confirm it though. Spray a little bit too wild, not going to find its mark, but now things start getting a little bit more difficult. Brazilian Killer's going to lose 8th player. God, he's already found himself 6 kills this game. Those are good sprays, pretty on point one as well. Now Ints get involved, but trades come through from KST going both directions. Actually clean up multiple players on Batman here, and looks like PDZ will save them from that one, and that's actually very lucky for the Batman. They do get saved, the flank through by someone else, and now they're able to clean up. 2 teams alive.
It looks like HDT going to be living in a body bag.
Goodness, maybe. Yeah, they had a player drop down below, but unable to find anything.
Oh, he's got 3 knocks.
No way. They just match all of it, and that one comes through and cleans up. That should be... Is to move 3 against 1. Pedro, he clutched the last game. He's hiding in a burn with multiple in front of him. This has to be a big sprayed out. He's almost got the second. He doesn't. He's maybe got this one done. He just needs to find that last player. He has spotted him out as well. Pedro going for the 1 versus 3. This could be the clutch. The nade is there, but the player's right in front of him standing up. He'll go down prone, but it's a 1v1. Pedro could be getting a second chicken dinner for his team. 2 kills so far this game. He'll only be getting 3 if he can make this work. Don't go down to the zone, son. He's going to sneak along inside of it, but these reses are not possible. It is just the 1v1.
He gets it!
Pedro's done it!
Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split South American Group Stages. It was fun watching the first 2 matches, but we're going to be going into round number 3. Thanks again for joining us, and if you like what you see, do hit the subscribe button. Make sure you get the notifications as well, because there are 6 regions being played here, and all of it on the PUBG Mobile Esports channel.
Of course, if you do enjoy watching it, why not just try to give it a try? So you can basically just go to your Google Play, or just simply go to App Store and download it. So just search for PUBG Mobile and click download and click start,
And you're in.
You're in.
This is easy as that. So thanks again for joining us. It has been a fun ride, but we are only into map number 3 after this. Map number 2 was really fun to watch as well, because 9K won it after Nova Esports had 4 players as well, but RD kind of backtracked. They had only 1 player left, kind of third-partied Nova, and then they just dropped 1 player there.
Yes.
And then 9K took the opportunity to pounce.
Yes. So I just love watching South American teams play. Right. That's the most ideal way to play, in my thinking. Right. Play slow, play slow, and play minded. That's most of them. And most of all, commit.
Yes, that's the key word today. Commit. If you want to fight, commit. If you want to escape that fight, commit to that as well. Do not split your defenses, or do not split your offenses. Do not split your team. Make sure that you're all on one single track mind. So that will be the name of the game for the day. And thanks again for joining us. We are in map number 3. It will be Miramar, while the plane flies over Al Azhar on towards under Al Azhar, on Junkyard towards El Pozo and Trailer Park. So this will be kind of a one-sided plane ride, because most of them are going to stop.
Why is this happening today?
Yeah, most of it is kind of one-sided, right?
Right. We're not getting a lot of friendly teams today.
I don't know who's driving the pilot on the airplane, but he's very rude.
He's very rude and very bad. Like, we just did the normal split, and but even though it's a one-way thing, but you can still see North American teams perfectly avoiding everybody else on the beginning of the map. That's the thing that North America has, but other regions don't do that much as North America.
But looking at the flight path, I don't think anybody will be leaving or going towards Chumacera, because it's a little bit too far. So hopefully they're kind of converge into one place, because this is one of the maps which does not inspire a lot of fights, because they're kind of far apart.
Yep.
So you do not have to take those fights. You can just load up wherever you want and not be meeting with anybody anytime soon, because the series are big as well. So hopefully they'll be safe here. But already we see 9K and SvG quite close towards each other, but again, they can be separated by one of the biggest roads in the world or not, but most of the time they do not fight.
So about this map, this map is basically pretty good, pretty big. So, but the problem with this map, you don't get a lot of cover if the circle is in the mountain area.
Yeah.
You basically, the only cover you're gonna get if the circle is in the mountain area is the terrain. So if the terrain isn't, basically, let's put it this, if the terrain isn't on your side for this game, you're gonna have a big problem later on in the game. So utilities come in this situation. So you're gonna see a lot of South American teams trying to get as much as smoke they can. You may see teams maybe carrying up to 5 smokes per players.
Yeah, that's exactly that. They are all very good with their utilities as well, because we saw that starting from game 1. As soon as a player drops, they throw the smokes to try and buy themselves some time, and then go for the revive. And then sometimes when there's airdrops as well, they drop the smoke to make sure that they're covered when they're taking the airdrop. So they are very good with their utility usage. Right now, it's EG player WR who's found RPG drops, but RPG drops going to throw the nade, but it will not connect either way, because WR is scattering a heck out of there, does not want to take this fight whatsoever, and suddenly after he found drops, he just realized that there might be a little bit more players here, but he's getting sprayed upon. It's actually Zeus from nowhere, suddenly found him. It's actually quite close, but behind drops, will be able to drop WR, and he will be the first casualty of the game.
Yep. And slowly, like we can see players, like players and teams opening up, right? They're not playing so like they aren't so passive as they used to be right now, like game 1 and game 2.
Yeah.
So starting a little bit getting slowly, still very passive also, slowly getting a little bit more aggressive, step by step, little baby steps, let's put it that way.
Okay, it's or are they playing less passive or they're getting impatient? That's the key question because this is a take game. Sometimes you get fatigued and sometimes you kind of get even as you play, you kind of get really jumpy after a while, right?
Yeah, let's put it this way, right? I believe so. I think so. So South American teams are like clear-minded than other region teams. Basically, they're so disciplined normally. They're pretty disciplined. Like they don't like taking chances. So even though like they lose their temper or they're hurrying or they're trying to get somewhere, they still like have those most normal, or it's basically muscle memory for them just to do those things. So that's called discipline and clear-minded. So even though they're in a hurry or they're impatient, there is just those things like written in their blood somehow.
It's kind of like, although they make those decisions, but they thought of it out. It's very methodical in their approach towards the game. It's thought out and
they have principles, right?
Yeah,
they have
a very
principles.
good way to say it. Yeah.
Like they know what principles can be crossed, and they know what principles never cross. For example, we've seen player getting knocked out pretty far away, but still the principle is don't take any chances. So it's a smoke. It doesn't cost you anything. Just throw it, right? It just gives you more chance and secures, like lowers your chances of losing one more player.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, as you said, they're playing it as safe, but playing it smart as well.
Yes.
That's the thing, right? They're not just playing it passive, but they're thinking things through.
Yep.
And we can see that as evident as in their play style as well. It looks like it's passive, but the way they play is very methodical. The way they take the fights, they knew that the fights can be won, then they take it.
Yep. So basically, that's the thing. Like that's the thing about how to say it? Like they calculate it, right?
Yeah, that's a good word as well.
They just normally they calculate it. If they like the odds, they commit to it, right? The important thing is committing, right? You don't need to commit every time, but you need to commit to your decisions, right?
Yeah.
If the odds are on your side and you want to take that chance, as for example, as the captain or the team leader, you calling the shots, right? Are you going to call in the shots? If you're calling the shots for that commission, the special thing about South American teams, but not too special about it. Normally, other teams also have this. Is like committing together, getting everybody on the same page, and doing that commission, even though they might not win like last round from other teams. We've seen their commissions, and sometimes the odds weren't on their sides, but they had no choice but committing it till the end.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We saw that from Nova as well. Although they lost a player, but they committed to the fight against 9K in the end of that last round, right? So they knew that what was happening. They knew that they had to fight. They didn't just rush out of the house and just kind of like evade everything, just left their teammates to die. They actually kind of backed off, made sure that their teammates was in their side so that when they committed to that fight, they could still have a chance. But although they lost, but it was a calculated risk.
Yes. And coming back to this map, so this map is basically heavy train sided. So we can see the circle, the circle is pretty friendly, right in the middle, big and round.
Big and round,
like a big and round,
yes, it is.
And we got a lot, of waters yesterday, but today, the route wasn't too good, but the circle's big and round, friendly. Your user it's pretty. Oh, that car flipped pretty nice. I didn't do that.
That's something that we both can't do as well, right? Somehow these players are just way head and shoulders above what we can offer in the game. But that's just us, not you guys at home. Because again, you guys can just try the game out for yourself. Google Play Store, I think Google Play or the App Store. Okay, I said that right? Google Play or the App Store. So check it out, download the game, and as you download the game, if you like what you see, remember to subscribe to the channel as well, as SvG might be in trouble here as B4 are above them, but it looks like they will not take this fight.
Alright, so another thing about this map is like there isn't a lot of cover, so and there is no place to hide. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So we were saying like South American teams like using utilities, so they're gonna try their best to get as much as smoke. Like smoke is going to play a big part in this map, because if you don't have enough smoke, you can't easily get third party, right? And we've seen players like, for example, yesterday we've seen INTZ and Brazilian players using the smoke to commit. Right? They knew they're going to fight. For example, let's make an example out of SvG and 89 right here. So, for example, they knew they had to commit to it. So they basically smoked out the vision of other teams, like not letting other teams like interrupt the result of their chances with these two teams.
Yeah.
So they went for it and they got the kills. They secured the place, then the smokes ran out, and it was pretty good tactic, and we don't see it that a lot, but it's pretty like the only downside is the other team is pretty sure you're coming their way. That's the only downside of it.
Because there's only one direction that you're coming through, right?
Yeah. That's the only downside, right? So we got a level 3 chest and a level 3 helmet at M249. Not a very popular gun normally among the competitive players, because, well, it doesn't offer a lot except having a lot of ammo under the chain.
It's kind of good against in this map, I think, because he's very good for spraying vehicles down.
Yes,
and vehicles are just very evident on this map.
Right.
Everybody needs a vehicle, especially at the end game, because they kind of use it as bunkers. They bring more than one vehicle in, kind of create bunker around themselves, blow up the cars, and then just play around those cars.
Yeah, that's also true. So item utilities isn't just your smoke, your medic, and even cars are like normally they are also items utilities.
But right now, Crazy might be run upon as WM suddenly appears here. WarMaster Esports suddenly like, hello, we're here. But again, calculated risk. They know that it might be more than they can chew, so they're running the heck out of there. They do not want to take this fight. But no,
it's not a good position for them.
They're the lower ground, right?
At first, they are lower ground. All right. Look at the upper side of the other planet, north side or south the side of this map, right? They can easily get third party anyway. But look at the other team, which is WM. WM is a better position. They can hardly get anyone shooting from behind, because they just entered the circle from behind, so they're pretty sure no one is behind them, so they can play it easily. But on the other hand, for Crazy, the odds are not too good, but there isn't any players yet there, because, well, it's a big circle still. So if they keep this long engagement, someone is gonna get third party pretty soon.
Yep, it could be the case for Crazy, but it looks like WM is evading that fight altogether as well. So both of these teams does not want to fight very early on. So that makes it 63 players still very much alive and 16 teams still playing on the field, because nobody wants to fight for the meantime. But it looks like WM actually is waiting for at least one player to pop their heads to try and take this fight, because he does have the M24 in hand, so he could do a lot of damage against his players, because the sniper rifles are king on Miramar, right?
Yep.
Especially this is the 6x, especially the 6x as well, 6x and the 8x. That's very, very potent on this map.
Yeah. So another thing is like giving pressure to other teams is also pretty important. So even landing those shots, all right, they don't do like the other king can recover from those damages, but the thing is the utilities aren't unlimited, right? You need bandages for that, you need medkit, you need painkillers, special medkillers, and if you get like painkillers and red energy drinks, right? So basically those things needs time to heal up, right?
Yeah.
But if you get bad luck and third party, that little bit of health, like that 30% of health, it's the difference between getting eliminated or getting knocked out or not getting knocked out.
Yep, exactly that. So again, utilities, items. You have to manage them properly, and we do see a lot of the South American teams managing very, very well.
Yes.
As you can see, the smokes dispersion is very good because they don't overlap the smokes.
Yep.
Their med kits, they don't use it willy-nilly. Sometimes they have bandages and they protect themselves with the smokes, and then they use the bandages first.
Yeah, of
So
course.
they're really, really smart in using their utilities and using their items.
Like clear-minded, like playing it step by step. And we got our first headshot knockdown. That was pretty dope.
That was the AWM I was talking about. Very dangerous and very potent on this map where it looks like Namaru has been shot down and looks like Tom will be able to revive him. They're still looking around, but they should be able to pick out Namaru here.
There should be able, but it's gonna cost you utilities. But luckily, CTL over here like has a bunch of those, so not a big problem yet. But if like don't keep that pace.
Yeah, don't
going.
get that pace. Try to be a little bit more faster as CTRL just spraying through one of the teams that is on top of the hill. That's actually DTB, but DTB is fighting with somebody else as well. So they have to be careful here because they might be third party in, but CTL side is still hiding inside this compound for the meantime, just playing it very, very safe as SvG will be taking on DT. And they are still very far apart here. DTB do not want to take this fight as well. This thing playing it very, very passive. Of course, this is similar to the first and second game, but a little bit slower here because it's been at least nearly 15 minutes and only one player has died.
Yeah. So this map, this map. So the safe zone we're right now is basically a little bit on the east side of Picado. So we got a lot of teams already like choosing their home, the place to call home at least, and they're just trying to defend their territories about it, and not trying to let other teams like getting too close, and trying to give other teams a little bit more pressure about like moving around. So if other teams can be taken down easily.
Yep, I think that's the difference between this region and a lot of other regions, that rather than getting other people's compound, they kind of protect their own, kind of shoo people away, kind of push them away from engaging onto them. That's exactly what's happening right now.
And another thing is like sometimes when like they calculate the risk, for example, like if another team is pushing on to their position, and they look at the map, they look at the circles, and they estimate how many, like they guess basically, or they calculate other teams maybe where
Hold that thought as LPS Carrillo will be spraying through, will be able to get the kill up on the knock up on Chennaya. Chennaya has been dropped. His teammates right behind him. It looks like they're converging, but no, they're actually getting inside the circle. They're cutting their losses and leaving him to his own devices, and they will be able to escape from there. But Bigelov sees the play from 9K. This is a very big fight from LPS because they have been playing out of their mind so far. Can they get this kill here?
So, as we were saying, so some teams calculate the risk, right? So if they know the position that they're gonna give up, it's actually gonna help them, because sometimes avoiding getting sandwich is a pretty good idea. So sandwiching other teams is also a pretty good idea. So you can see a lot of teams giving up their original position and moving to new positions that they scouted out first, and they are sure that it's safe, and like basically giving it up and moving to another location.
Yeah, before that thought, I want to say something about the LPS team. They have 4 vehicles with them. You were saying that, right? Because vehicles is kind of like very important. You got all that thought. LPS sees another player underneath him. It's crazy coming in from underneath him. But it's all Scar all alone. He has been spotted out because he wants to take this fight. But it's actually Inglev who gets that kill up on Scar. So they will be able to finish him off. So that's another kill going in the way of LPS. But again, talking about LPS, they have 4 vehicles here. They can make a bunker out of this, but they haven't gotten inside the circle just yet. When they do, they can make bunkers.
So right now, if you move your vehicles, everybody's going to try shooting them. So LPS is basically waiting for more team getting eliminated and trying to land some damages. After that, and a little bit of scouting, they're gonna make their move. But before that, they're not moving their cars.
Yes, that's exactly right. Very smart decision from them. Playing it a little bit more slower, but their vehicles kind of exploded very, very fast.
Yep.
One of the teams, the DTB, still on top of the hill, all 4 strong here, but nobody's around them that they can see. RD looks as again, all of these players are just on top of these hills, but there's a lot of terrain that's blocking them from seeing each other. Karillo has been knocked to his feet by SvG. That might be something that we can look forward to. That might be a fight that's too big to handle for LPS.
Right, so RPG right now is like sticking around the Picado. Also, we have 84 over here, still like sticking out. SvG giving a little pressure on the other side of the mountain, preventing to be third party from far distance.
Yeah, but EEG though, getting third party again and again and again, that's non-stop. That's really painful for us to watch. But whatever it is, these teams are just getting sandwiched very early on.
So we got the fourth circle basically closing in about 10 seconds. After the circle closes, we're gonna see the next circle, and kills are
that was a far range shot. Before I forget that, because Rigo got taken out, but it might be third party or might be KS here. But that could happen. But again, they're fighting very long range shots. All the 6x's doing a lot of damage. As SvG finishes off a kill there, he will be able to secure that kill. But no, it's actually it's another team. I think LPS who got that kill. So they have to be careful here because all these teams are all above ground and all very high right now. So they are taking the fights, which looks very dangerous. But they should be able to take these fights.
Right. Our last circle, the fifth circle, has been just announced, which is directly south of the circle we had, and the best place, for 84 belongs to 84 right now. We can see 84 making that decision to clear out the team, which is actually called TS. Right,
TS there, Team Solid. Not looking solid at all because Not Found is all alone there. In before actually is Bastardos with Law there pushing him towards him. And it looks like before Nunes is looking towards the other side as well. But CTL is in one compound with DTB as well. DTB Myth is coming in as well. It's going to be a hell of a fight because CTL is inside the compound and DTB is coming in hot as well. And it looks like they're trying to fight it off. DTB Bill going in first. Is Ale spraying them down. He's hiding behind the wall. Should be able to take this down. Will be able to get the first kill. Maybe, should be. No, he actually escapes towards the second floor. CTL still very much alive here, but only losing one player so far. The rest of them does not want to fight this, and they're cutting a loss. Sergio is right there on the other side, but again, they do not look like they want to fight this. DTB is all over them.
And RPG basically getting wiped out by EVO, and EVO is actually, after wiping out RPG, is moving to SvG side, trying to give some pressure, and SvG also getting eliminated pretty soon. And there's CTL in the circle, and EVO is trying to get in to the circle from the northern side and northwest side of the circle. On the other hand, we have SS Dogs already in the circle, playing cool, just waiting for it. And under corner we have Team 84 also giving some pressure and maintaining their territory position. And 9K actually having not a good time. And when?
Yeah, there it is. Sergio might be overrun here. Will be taken out very fast. CTL has lost every one of their players, and they will be going down in 10th place.
And
oh no, actually GI loses at first. Will be going out in 10th place. So let's see whether Mufasa here played exceptionally well in the last round, survived for the longest time in one compound, played very far as well. So hopefully he will get something done here. But SvG Esports has been eliminated, one of the harder hitting teams who got the first team first game's winner chicken dinner now gets eliminated. So that is not so good.
And then the next circle has been just announced. Is based on the western side of the circle we have right now. So it favors actually a lot of other teams, basically, for example EVO, NOV, and also SE.
Gastardo is spraying from afar. Yang gets sprayed upon, but still survives for the meantime. Oh, now he gets taken out. Very good shot coming in from Law here. Very far off as well. But doesn't he want to commit to that fight? No, he does not want to. He's actually reverting to a more defensive position, playing it on the other side to try and take down, or to try and make sure that nobody flanks him from the other side.
Right, and we have 7 teams left. B4 4-man strong and alive. DS also 4-man strong and alive. Nova having 3 players. Team Solo safe, 4-man alive, and both 9K and Team Solid have one last player alive.
Okay, so a lot of players still very much alive for B4 Disturb, and SS Nova Esports left with 1, 9K Esports left with 1, Team Solid left with 1.
And here comes the 84's bunker. they are going to try that bunker pretty fast. They're making it, and but here's the thing: if they don't make it fast, it's gonna cost them a lot. So they smoked it out. So the bunker's live, the IY bunker right there. Also, SS is trying to make their own bunker. Also, this is an open space, and luckily for both teams, this is not a heavy mountain. Sorry.
Oh, the explosion of the car will be able to take down Guardian here. So it looks like they will be pushing in. Guardian's been dropped, and 9K out of the fight here. Still left with 5 teams as SS pushing in towards the hut. They are 4-man strong as well, so they should be good to go in this final fight.
And SS taking fire from PTB right there.
Oh, look at that. Every one of them is in one single hut. If it gets naded upon, they could do a lot of damage here. Do they have the nades to do so?
Like, if they have the nade and destroy it in that bastion, they're basically gonna get swiped out pretty easily. And trying to land the shots, clearing into smoke, landing to do a couple of shots, but it's not just enough. And we got basically a normal static, and nothing is out of ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary, that is right. As Ricky is all alone towards the edge of the circle, he has to push in, but the smoke is covering him for the meantime. Team TS has been dropped, I think so. Yes, they have been dropped. So it leaves 4 teams: Beef, Bastardos, DTB, Nova, and SS.
Here's the thing. So basically everybody is in the screen, right? So SS knows somebody's there, so he's gonna try to get that placement coming in. So let's see if he can succeed.
Yep, Beef are very, very strong here. 4-man strong. They have 4 kills already. They're hunting for more. Ricky is all alone. They're hiding by the side of the hill. Team Solid gets eliminated at 5th place, just to make sure that I got that right. And making sure that we get things right as well. There's still 4 teams left. Nova is in that fight as well, along with DTB.
And Noah, like, SS knows there's somebody down, but it's hard to pick because it's pretty hard to pick, because if you pick too early, you're gonna get third party easily by DTB. So they're gonna try to get Nova out of there, but maybe it's just not worth it yet.
Oh, SS getting sprayed down. Nunes with a spray down will be able to connect with a few shots. Will be able to drop veteran as well. They're getting sprayed down. The vehicle cannot explode anymore because he has exploded already. But they are trying to get those kills. DTB spraying them down. SS in a lot of trouble. They have lost 2 players now. Bastardos still has 3. Team Solo Safe only has 2. They're in a lot of trouble. They're trying to revert back with more defensive positions, but there's nowhere to go because the teams are closing in, and SS has been dropped as well.
And
they were 4-man strong as well.
And things are not looking good for Noah, and Noah gets takes down, ended up in 3rd place, first play, and it's basically a 3-on-4 situation, but DT has the upper side because they have covers, and this is the only cover that 84 right now has. Let's see if he can hold it. If he can hold this position, Molotov's out, but it's a little bit off, not making a connection, and flanking around.
From behind, Chucky will get the kill. They're going in for some more. They know that they can get this kill. Nunes gets dropped as well. 2 more players left for the side of DTB. For DTB. B4 is left with 2. They have to survive this.
84 is not going to give that 1 point for them.
Yep, he's going to try to survive for the longest time. He's going to try and play it outside. He knows that he can't come in. He's going to try and go for a heal off, but there's no more time as well. So he's just going to buy some time to make sure that they don't hunt for him, and he's just hiding out. So it should be DTB winning this round.
So he's like basically staying out of the circle, seeing if he can like land 1 kill. If he does land 1 kill, and
he can't then kill. DTB will win that match. Winner chicken dinner goes in the favor of DTB.
Oh, they got a lot of kills. They got 14 kills.
With 9 kills for Ale. That's just stupendous, I think is the word.
Francis, alright. So congratulations to Disrupted, getting basically 14 kills. We've seen more kills coming in, but it's still a lot of kills. Better than like match 1 and match 2. We've seen teams trying to get not playing too aggressive, but we're seeing that coming in. We see like teams basically start killing and start trying to get those kills. But the thing right now is what I'm concerned, and not too concerned, is so we got 3 different teams chicken points, like got winner teams, right?
Just to make sure it's SvG first, and then 90 second, and then the 3rd game was DTB.
Right, but we got a team from yesterday who got 2 chicken dinners. So So if they want to catch up to that leaderboard, one of those teams, doesn't matter which one, needs another chicken dinner with a lot of kills following.
Yeah,
right?
That's definitely right. You are totally correct there because they have to catch up with the first day team. But whatever it is, it's as you see, 9K should be high up there, but this time around they fell, I think, on 5th place if I'm not mistaken. So 9K is there winning the winner chicken dinner as well. Evo has been playing tremendously well. SvG kind of quiet after that first game, but hopefully they will try to rectify the situation. But whatever it is, DTB, congratulations to them. Very fantastic win for them. 4-man strong. They knew what they were doing. Attacked one side first, and then left the player from Besardos all alone there underneath. Just let him bleed to death. So that's exactly what's happened. DTB, strong performance from them.
No, strong performance, and like they knew, like and the thing about like on the 5th circle and 4th circle, actually the circle wasn't on their side, right? But they got in the circle and they played it out. It was cool, and they got a little bit like luck in the ending, a little bit luck, but cool decision making. Great decision making, good utility use from every team we see today, and great plays, right?
Yeah, very good plays. I think it's very hard for DTB to come in with 4-man strong, right? But somehow they survived with all of them. And they were at one point before Besardos had 4 players as well. So one by one was eliminated. So this DTB will get first place with 34 points. B4 second with 20 points. Nova Esports South America will get 14 points, will be sitting at 3rd place.
And we got Evio beating a lot of kills, 8 kills, and ending up not too high of a placement point, but also 13 points.
Yeah, at least they're getting more kills, right? Because we see a lot of these teams getting more and more kills, but Critical Esports, Crazy, WarMaster Esports, all not getting kills, so that's something that they have to look at and kind of rectify. But look at the scoreboard, still Brazilian Killers at first with 64 points, 6-9 Esports second with 62, and Ace with 54. Disturbed is there. Nova Esports South America is there. So there's a couple of teams from the second day, but sitting at number 7, number 8, going to the last match of the day, they don't look like they can catch up to Brazilian Killers.
Right. The highest team we saw was 9K. So maybe if 9K can get winner chicken dinner, they may have a chance catching up. And we're gonna see the kill points coming in, kill leaderboard, and that's basically gonna show us if today we have a chance catching up to the first place.
That's a very solid review, because before Besardos might, DTB might get that because they had a player with 9 kills. So maybe he's there in the leaderboard as well because it's been 3 games. But as it stands, there it is. Law is there with 9 kills, exactly that from 1 game. So that 1 game gave him that 9 kills, and he's the top 5 in the kill leaderboards already.
Yes. If they keep this going, they're gonna catch up to it, which is pretty nice. Great play from all the teams today. We got one more game later on coming up, and which we talked about. Like we've seen players play a little bit passive on the first game because it was their first game today. So they're gonna play the map again after the break we have later, and we're gonna see a lot of changes coming in after this map because right now they know how the other teams habits, they know what habit they have, so they're gonna adjust to the game, adjust to other teams' gameplay, and maybe we're gonna see some surprises on the 4th map.
Yeah, hopefully so, because again, usually the first couple of games, the gauge to see what your opponents are doing, to kind of get a feel of the game, and then find a pattern of your own to try and fight against the other teams. But they are going into the 4th map. So the 4th map usually is a sign of how you have fit your patterns into the gameplay. So where you can really see all these teams shine and you kind of push the game to the limit. So hopefully we will get that match very, very soon. We will be going to a short break. PMCO will return after this break.
Marking getting confirmed by Design. Now I am going to drop one as well. I'm trying to confirm on 20th. There we go.
He's done for. 6-9 dropping players.
They've waited, but have they waited too long? They're locked behind smokes now. INS spraying away.
He gets the knock.
And will just get the knock from the Black Arrow behind that smoke. Not able to confirm it, though. The spray a little bit too wild. Not going to find its mark, but now things start getting a little bit more difficult. Brazilian killer's going to lose 8 player. He's already found himself 6 kills this game. Those are good sprays, pretty on point for him as well. Now Ints get involved, but trades come through from KST going both directions. Actually clean up multiple players on Batman here, and looks like PDZ will save them from that one, and that's actually very lucky for the Batman. They do get saved, the flank is removed by someone else, and now they're able to clean up. 2 teams alive.
It looks like HDT going to be living in a body bag.
Goodness, maybe. Yeah, they had a player drop down below, but unable to find anything.
Oh, he's getting 3, he's got 3 knocks.
No way. And dispatch all of it, and that one comes through and cleans up. That should be... Needs to move 3 against 1. Pedro, he clutched the last game. He's hard to get a burn with multiple in front of him. This has to be a big spread out. He's almost got the second. He doesn't. He's maybe got this one done. He just needs to find that last player. He has spotted him out as well. Pedro going for the 1 versus 3. This could be the clutch. The nade is there, but the player's right in front of him standing up. He'll go down prone, but it's a 1v1. Pedro could be getting a second chicken dinner for his team. 2 kills so far this game. He'll only be getting 3 if he can make this work. Don't go down to the zone, son. He's going to sneak along inside of it, but these reses are not possible. It is just the 1v1.
He gets it!
Pedro's done it!
Welcome back to the PMCO PUBG Mobile Cloud Open 2019 Fall Split South American Group Stages. My name is Sven, along with AJ. We will be your casters for the day. We are going to map number 4, but before that, remember to hit that subscribe button, making sure that you get notifications as well to follow the channel, because there's 6 regions being played here at the PUBG Mobile Esports channel, and it's all very, very exciting.
Right? And like if you like the game, right? Just simply go to Google Play or App Store, download the game. Click download, please click to download and start the game. It's gonna be an awesome time. Also, it has like light version games. Like normally, like if you want to play the classic mode, it takes about half an hour. But if you have a little bit time, if you see in the commercials, like there are like 4v4 this team deathmatch, which just like costs you about 4 minutes. So enough that chit chat. Let's go back to the game, right? So it is going to be our last game today for our South Americas. So like, how can I like put it in this way? Like, they're disciplined, right? Clear-minded, and also like, how can I put it in the other way I want? Like, they know what to do. They just know what to do.
Yeah, I think it's calculated risk is in there as well, because we have a lot of good things to say about the South American teams, because they've been playing exceptionally well, very technical, very methodical in their approach to the game as well, very smart, and every single thing that we've seen from them is very, very, very differently from what we've seen from the other regions, especially North America. We've seen the Middle Eastern group stages as well. So very, very much different from what we've seen before. This is what the South American teams are offering right now.
Yeah, and that's basically the game style on live. And we've played so many utilities, and they use pretty good utilities. So this is going to be our last match for today, and they have played this map already on their first game, and they're gonna play it again on the first. So basically every team has warmed up, and they're grown into their own habit right now.
That's right.
And no other teams have it as well. So everybody's they're just going to like get used to how they are going to play. So we're gonna see more teams getting a little bit trigger happier, like in the game.
Yep, well, whatever it is, we are going to Erangel for the last time of the day. Not the last time forever, just the day, because there is still 12 days of group stages to be played right here. It will be Erangel for the last map, and we are going straight right in. The MCO continues right now, so let's see where the flight path takes us. It's flying over shooting range, and we'll land at Sanhok military base, so you know that this is a very, very good path for the airplane, because this time around, everybody can get wherever they want.
Right, we were like the first 3 matches,
kind of one-sided, right?
Like the sideways. The pilot was like, no, I'm not gonna give you that friendly like route, right? So we're gonna finally get in a slip. We're gonna get good slips, and we're gonna see some teams wanted to drop in that military base. They really do. It's not gonna quite end up well. But normally, the map, the circle, is gonna be pretty early. It's very important where the first circle comes in.
Yeah.
Because the way that South American teams play, they like to get in the circle early, right? So when they want to get in the circle early, if they're pretty far away, so they're gonna leave early. So if they leave early, so they need to. So that means in a way that they're not going to be able to loot as much as they normally do, and on top of that, North American teams like to South American teams basically like to stay around the circle size, right? So that's gonna end up bad. But luckily, so far so good.
Not really so far so good, because the circle's towards the western side, and a lot of the teams are towards the eastern side of the map. And we have a couple of teams actually at the Sanhok military base as well, so they have to check quite far in. But the rest of them not too far off, because the further that they're going is Yasnaya Paulinaya, so it's quite close towards them as well.
And again, basically every team is pretty much gotten used to the playstyle they want, and we see a lot of car drivings Maybe it was GI, the place were occupied, so they're rotating to somewhere else to get some loot. Maybe finding a place to call home again.
Yeah, there was actually two different teams in two different cars
Yeah.
that was running away. That was kind of weird. It doesn't usually happen, but sometimes, you get to a place that's highly occupied, you don't want to fight. So right now there is occupancy here in in the bottom of Judge Pool. We have SS and of course RPG playing against each other here, but it's very, very slow round coming in from both of them. They do not want to commit too far inside the fight.
But also, like at SS, it's like their teammates are pretty far away. Like if RPG can hold off them, then Team SS are going to be pretty limited by the resources they have, because SS is basically the SS have a bigger place to loot, and they have two players just camping over there and not letting RPG to cross. And RPG, on the other hand, they have two players only, and basically their loot is limited to the north side of the Jordan Pool.
Yep, the bottom Judgeable side is really, really occupied. On the containers here, we have Bastardos. Nobody to contest them. They should be right to loot here for the longest time because nobody's close by at all. And I believe there is a couple of vehicles that's nearby on the on the eastern side where they can get it and then just right smack back into the circle, so it's very easy for them to trap back as well. So RPG and SS still very close towards each other, but as you said, SS is kind of split apart from their teammates. They're kind of being 1-1-2, so
Yes.
they have to kind of back each other up if they want to take this fight, or they kind of revert to a more defensive position, fall back a little bit and just loot up first. But it looks like RPG Baba wants to go in for the fight. He doesn't have any healing items, so that means that he has to either commit to this fight or he just reverts back and tries to go in for this is it. Somebody's going to drop him some healing items. It
Some
will be
love.
fine bandages. Yep, some love, as you said. We will be dropped some bandages. Should be good to go after this. But it looks like RPG wants to fight with SS here. SS also sticking to their grounds, sticking to their guns, or standing their grounds rather.
Because like RPG is pretty limited, alright? They got Team 9K north of Georgia Pool, and they're basically limited by SS right there. So they're stuck in the middle, and there isn't much to loot about. So they need to make a decision quick. Either they want to go in, either they want to get out. But there's no place to get out. So maybe RPG has a bit of a trouble, and let's see how they are gonna play it out.
Yeah, hopefully they're playing it out as aggressive as possible because that would be fun to watch. But
Yep.
we've seen a lot of the South American teams so far. It's been 3 games. They have been playing very, very methodical, so we don't think that we're going to see too much aggression coming in from them. It's going to be all calculated by Veteran from up top. He might be getting the drop on drops because he's right there. And then it looks like Drop will be pushing in first. Veteran knows where he's at. He's popping his ugly head. He knows where Drops might be, but it looks like Baba is at second floor, so Veteran doesn't want to take that fight just yet. But he knows where Drops is because he heard the shots coming in. But he's waiting for it, waiting for Drops. And no, Drops is not appearing at all towards the side. Now he appears, but Veteran might get the kill. Maybe, could be, should be, but doesn't happen. So RPG back to more defensive posture because Fernandez is right near Zeus and he's joined by his teammate here. The nade comes flying out. Baba was like, what the heck just happened there? That was surprising, but he does have the bandages to heal back up, so he should be good to go.
And SS is like quietly flanking on their left, and everybody is just like being the decoy and trying to draw attention. And look at this, Fernandez and throws that grenade but doesn't land, and that grenade possibly is going to give up his position.
Yeah, that's totally true. His position is not being compromised, but Baba runs back in to try and heal himself back up. Zeus is waiting for Fernandez to show his face, but Fernandez playing it very passive, doesn't want to overcommit to this fight where he doesn't have any backup to kind of support him here. But Veteran still up top, still has the vantage point where he can see all of this plays coming in from the RPG squad.
So right now, it is like this is a pretty bad situation for both of the teams, right? Because they're in the middle of the city, and the circles is basically on their side. So a lot of teams are going to try to get to the circle, but if like teams trying to move to the side circles, they can easily like get cut off, get third party along. For example, like Crazy is like pretty close to the other team. Here we have T Summer TS team and going to for the spray and getting a lot of spray, but gets knocked down, and he will not make it today.
As CTL Gupe will be able to take down the kill. That's with third party, if you ever say so myself. That was a nicely done third partying, and they didn't lose anything else. They just got the kill up on Murray, and that will be it.
Yeah, just get the kills and get out of there.
Yep, that's exactly that. Very, very disciplined in their shots. Does not appear until the enemies have shown their positions first, and then they commit to the fight.
Right, and we're seeing a lot of teams slowly trying to get into the circle, especially from the side of eastern side of the maps.
But TS right now will be meeting up with SvG very close towards them, but TS has already lost Murray very early on just now, and then Kevin has been driving around looking for them, wants to reconvene with his teammate, but the problem is SvG is there as well, so he has to be careful here. Back towards SS and RPG, still fighting it out, but somehow none of them are showing themselves. SvG here still against TS. They're still fighting it off, still spraying each other out, but Nitsu has been dropped on his knees right now, will be shot upon
and that's
by
going
not
to
found.
be a kill.
Yep, he's just letting him bleed to death here. Does not have to overly commit, but it looks like he wants to take the fight.
Oh, he may
Nitsu.
wants to get the kill.
Yeah,
He wanted the loot, actually.
Yeah, I think
So
he's going for the loot. And there it is.
Yeah.
Blazon gets the kill up on
He got the
Nitsu.
level 1 bag, but not of grenades or any smokes, so he may got for the loot. Because it was a level 1 circle, does level 1 blue, doesn't hurt much, so it's worth it.
If I'm not mistaken, level 1 is only about 0.2% or something like that.
Yes.
So it's very, very little, not that much. You can disregard it, right?
Yep.
So that's exactly what's happening right now. But still SS though. So against RPG, still a very long standoff between them. Now finally Zeus has been taken out. So that might be something that will be a start of a beautiful fight. But we're not seeing it just yet. Now we're seeing it from the side. Baba comes flying out. We'll be able to take down Fernandez and we'll be able to finish him off as well. That's really, really quick succession. Now Zeus has been dropped on his knees. Light is there to provide support as well. RPG, a 3-man here inside this one house, but they can't pick up Zeus because they do not know what's on the other end. And if SS rejoins the fray, they should be able to win this fight.
Yep. And Baba right here trying to loot that box and looting some pills. That's important. Some pills, some bandages. Actually, a gun too. Pretty good.
Yep, that's pretty good, pretty nifty as well. But it looks like SS are running a heck out of there while Crazy sees them. Smog wants to take that fight as well. Has the Mini 14 in hand, and that's a very good gun to shoot at range as well.
Right. That's one of the thing, and that was the thing that we're lacking, and we're praying to see from other regions, right? After gunfight, like committing just to retreat or relocating or regrouping in other side, right?
But this circle is kind of rude. It's kind of rude because we were thinking that it's going to go towards the eastern side, but now it's towards the western side where a lot of these teams are has been fighting for the longest time. So because they don't have to relocate, it means that they will be fighting for a lot longer here between RPG and SS. So that's going to take some time before they rectify the situation, and the rest of the teams are converging towards them as well. Look at it to DT against CTL. They are running, they are in their cars driving away as DTB are shooting them. And DTB spraying them down. It's actually another team coming in as well. It's actually CTL. Okay, CTL is pushing in, but Gupe, I don't know why, he's actually leaving his teammates behind, and the rest of CTL are just bailing out of there.
Yeah, that's they just decided to cut their losses. Maybe it was a failure, failure to do that. And right there, RPG is getting one more kill from SS.
Yep, that's really nicely done. Viscantia will be dropped, and RPG still 4-man strong here. SS, I do not see. Okay, there it is. Dark is there. Yep. So SS still left with 1 player or 2 players on the map. So very much alive here, but they are trying to bail out of the fight as well. They are escaping towards the southern side.
It's going to be hard for them because basically Crazy is also watching over SS, and Crazy just got hit with blood. Here we have Noah with actually 4 vehicles again. And if you on the upper side of the hill with a pretty good position, and Crazy again getting sprayed, and Crazy getting knocked down by SS Duck, and that's basically 1 player left.
Yeah, Crazy. I think wants to try and third party, but get third party instead.
Yep.
So Smog is there, still looking towards the SS side. RPG is there as well, as you can see. SS with 2 more players, RPG with 4. So does Crazy want to take this fight, or should they just bail out?
Neither. They should just they should just
Feel the
tell.
situation first?
Yeah, first feel the situation. So you need to look at the circle right now, right? So there's going to be a lot of there's the possibility that the next circle is gonna end up in Georgiapil, right?
Yep.
If the next circle ends up in Georgiapil, so you're in a pretty good position.
Oh, there's 4 players underneath Dark right now.
It's gonna be
They're waiting
Rush.
for him. Dark is going to get rushed upon, but he's managing to get maybe a little bit of damage in, but he gets destroyed easily there. And SS will be dropped from the map. Nope, maybe they have one more player.
They got one more player.
Still
Yeah.
one more player alive. That was just too quick that I thought
Yeah.
that everybody just got destroyed. There 4 men from RPG just nailing him to the wall.
Alright.
And with that, they have cleared down their space. Veterans, all that's left. He's hiding inside the hut, but he should be going down very soon if he tries to take the fight. But at this point, it's better for him to snake around.
Yeah, as Crazy, we were talking about Crazy right there. Crazy, the position the next circle's already in is actually being near hospital. Basically they're still in the circle, so a lot of things may try to come in from the outer side of circle. So Crazy needs to hold that position.
Okay.
Here Nova, you're also getting knocked down, and when
Yeah, RD and Nova fighting it off. And Nova, it looks like they want to regroup and refight this. But whether they can rejoin the team is another different story, because a lot of teams are starting to converge on that area of the map towards the southern side of the circle, or the middle side of the circle rather.
Yep.
But it looks like there will be a very big fight coming on very, very soon. CTL has joined the fray. And they're a little bit further down, but they should be coming in very, very soon. RPG will be able to destroy the last remaining player of TSS, and it's not TSS.
no, Team Solo, SS is still alive.
Yeah, Team Solo safe. Sorry, SS.
SS.
Just SS. So Solo safe will be going down.
Right.
And they will be the first team to go down here, with RPG still very much strong.
Here we have Team 84 securing a pretty good position right there. Mole's just trying his luck to maybe spraying down. If they got if Team Nova got any personnel sprayed down in that distance and in that position, it's gonna be it's gonna take them a hard time recovering that member. But luckily, they didn't get knocked down.
Yep. And everybody's back to a passive position, or a passive stance right now. They do not want to try and fight it too much, because the circle's starting to converge, starting to push them inside and starting to push them against each other.
Yep.
But so far right now, as we can see the minimap, they are split apart, all these teams. They do not look like they have to fight each other, because the circle is still very much safe. Now the circle is pushing in, the blue is pushing in. So they have to be careful with this, because I think
the only place we're gonna have contact is basically now in the south side with Rush to Die with EG. So if we could see that, yes, and we're right there. And back to Crazy. So you can see actually Crazy has moved out of the city, trying to get a better position and declaring independency on this hill and claiming their land right there.
yeah, maybe nobody can rush them down right now. They have the hill up to themselves.
Yep.
You shall not pass. So that's the name of the game for now. Everybody has a hill of their own for the meantime. But now the circle has shifted towards the south. We can see at least 4 or 5 teams that are out of the 6.
So this is not a friendly circle,
Yeah,
right?
not at all.
That's a complete
Ooh, the
flat.
spray down from Lux though straight away drops Guzera down. EEG not having a good time at all in this day today, because every single time they have been stopped in their tracks, every single time they have been dropping flags one by one, but very quickly they've been dropping after the 11th place.
Yeah. Here we have EVO with 4 members strong, but no vehicles on 20, and looks like TD are preparing to leave the scene.
Yeah, TS Team Solid very close towards Evo Esports right now, but
Oh, sorry, EVO has 1 car. It's okay.
okay, they have a vehicle as well. STS has a vehicle as well, so they do not have to fight this on head-on. But Shrek is kind of looking around, getting some information. But the thing is, the teams are coming in from behind them.
And they try to disable another team's car, so buy them a little bit more time and weakening the other team's choices.
Yep, but I'm not mistaken. There's nobody there, but
Just
maybe
in
somebody.
case. Just in
Yep,
case.
just in case. That's a very good decision as well. Critical thinking, that's the point,
Yeah.
right? Critical thinking, making sure that you don't have to deal with it in the later stages. So destroy it very, very fast, very early on. So TS, it looks like they're...
They basically like close their cars together to avoid basically damage from the grenades from EVO. And EVO here taking some fire. Great, like that's a great angle that they found.
Very small angle, so Forsey gets dropped a little bit. Will be able to escape with his life. Should be safe to go, and they're still 4 men strong here. Make it 3. We can see on the map, but the fourth guy might be around here. TS still on
So
top of the
basically,
hill.
like both EVO and TS are in the circle, right? They're in the circle. They're not in a hurry. They're just making sure EVO doesn't push up, and they're making their move,
Oh,
and they
here
want
come.
to.
TS coming in straight away, but Evo gets dropped 1 by 1. Forsey gets dropped very fast first. Not fast sprays down Alert as well. Evo is dropping like flies 1 by 1. Keep on push in to try and convert this fight into their side. But they're all dying 1 by 1, and Evo gets wiped clean.
Without any man losses. Great play from TS. This is what we're talking about, right? This is what is commitment. And no, TS getting third party from pretty far away. Ah, they had that kill. That was like this is the thing, right?
It's starting to get a little bit dirty here.
Yep. That was pretty cool, but still they got the compound and some commitment coming in, clear-minded, just go for it, right?
Yep, very, very smart from there. Very, again, calculated risk.
Yep.
They got the first knock, or they got the damage in, and then they committed to the fight, went in straight away, and then got the kills.
And we have the second team coming in for TS. It's a 4-man squad and against 2 players.
Yep, TS is in a lot of trouble. Lupes is marching
Grenades
as well.
coming in. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Volatile also in.
Oh, they open the door with the shots in, and straight away they want to push in, but the small is all around. They have to be careful with this. But Kevin from the side pushing in, still surviving in the house for the meantime. Meto's gonna try and heal up first before he engages in. TS gets dropped. One of the players gets dropped. He's Kevin to drop. Robson coming in from the sides. Does not have an angle to fight here, and Robson is all alone. Wants to try and hide himself behind the house, and they're catching onto him. They know where he's at. Now they see him. They jump out the window. They know where Robson is, and Robson gets dropped as well.
And
So it means that TS is bye-bye,
eliminated.
brother.
Like ending up in 12th place.
Oh,
Here
but look at that. Lupes gets dropped as well. So again, they're getting third party. That house is just so bloody dangerous because everybody's getting third party left and right.
That's exactly the best spot you can get on the circle. Just look at the circle. There's only cover in that circle area, right?
Yeah.
If like either you're going to make your own DIY, but I'm not seeing a lot of cars to let you to do that thing. Here we have a 4-man squad. Win up, someone's down. Let's see if they can recover from that. Geek being the, I think that yeah, he's the only man, right?
GI Imperium, I think, Guardians Imperium, I think they are still 3 men strong. Only one guy that's dropped. So they're looking quite cool here, but Baba has been shot here by Loss, and he will be able to get the knock. Will he be able to commit? No, the rest of the players are actually running away with the bike. He's getting sprayed down. They're still on side of the bike. Now they get dropped 1 by 1. Get dropped, and so long and goodbye to them. RPG Baba gets finished off as well, but that was Loss getting the kill, because after the team has been dropped, he gets killed to make sure that he adds another addition to his points. And LPS stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're trying to push in. The car explodes, and they will be able to get that kill with Nunez getting 1. Ingolf gets dropped as well. Sukuri all alone, and he will be dropped 1 by 1 before Bastardos playing out of their minds in this game. Looks Esports, the team that won the first winner chicken dinner of the day, has been eliminated.
We have RD right there in a sweet spot, actually, upper hill, not going for the 5, and we have GI over here in a bad position, getting fired up around from EE team.
Yep, EEG looking from up above, has the vantage point, but if I do have the idea, if I'm not mistaken, they have 1 player or 3 players left, so they have to be careful here, and they are done for maybe. Yep, they are done. Not anymore. They was once worse, but never anymore.
Right.
I think that's the word.
And right now, 9K has a decision to make, right? Either go for the other team, which is WM, or either try to kill and hunt down 64, or either get sandwich. that's the play they're gonna make because they
Yep.
have no cover and Smoke's gonna run out pretty fast. And 64 Law, still 4-man squad, picking up the last minute, giving some love right there. And base but still getting like long range shots from everywhere and trying to fight back a little bit, giving a little bit suppressed fire and seeing the shot, making those shots that's close. Maybe one more shot.
Lord, a little bit more just to take down Lux, but Lux will be able to play behind the hill, should be able to be safe for the meantime. And look at that, B4 has, Besares has 3 vehicles in their arsenal, so they can get into the scars and just rush in towards the middle area of the map. Sorry, the middle area of the circle if they want to, but 9K are in a lot of trouble as B4 converges onto them. As it happens, WM is fighting as well. 9K against B4. 9K has 3 players strong right now. Only 1 player has been dropped, but Guardian though, trying to heal up or trying to take his boost while in the outside, gets dropped. Now B4 has the advantage here, going in from behind, but Marusia has been dropped as well by WM. They're getting third party again. Now it's 9K's problem because they are getting sandwiched by WM and B4, and this is a very big problem.
And actually, like, watch 64. Like, they got vehicles, they give a little bit damage, and they suppress and made sure that 9K don't have the time to fight them back, and just quickly getting into his houses, getting into the circle, and secured into position. I think 64 right now. Oh, sorry, not 64. B4. B4 has the upper hand on this map. The only ones our threat can be threat for them are actually RTG, which are on the upper hill. But if someone goes around, which it can be, it's hard to say, right? It depends on the next circle, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, the circles are just way too close for comfort that they cannot. Actually, there's no wiggle room for them. But before though, somehow surviving in this compound, they have one of the only compounds that are that's still in the circle. So they should be good to go here, and they will be able to get one more kill up on 9K, and 9K has been eliminated here. OGG is gone. DT Bill getting shot upon. Converging onto him. Now B4 looks very, very strong. Rush to Die left with 3. Guardians Imperium only with 1. With Gazme, I think Asme is the last play for G1. He's all alone. Rush to Die is there as well.
Like sneaking around, still waiting. He's not in the circle, so he's making sure nobody's around because he knows it's 2 big teams and he's solo alone. But I'm not sure.
Ooh, he gets a spray down though. At least he takes on Law, but Law should be picked up by Matos here. They have the opportunity to do it, but they might be at third party while they're fighting here as RDG comes in from the side. Ismay has been dropped, so it means that they're left with 2 teams right now.
So right now, 64 has the little bit upper hand because first of all, they're 4-man squad. Second of all, the circles is basically on their favor. So what they're gonna do is just basically wait.
Yeah, they have to just wait here in the house. RDG coming in from above, but they have to make haste because the circle is going to come in 25 seconds. Where are they going to go from here? Do they have to take the fight, or are they going to go around the hill, go down, and then just slowly siege the house? Because right now the house is in favor of Stardust right now.
If it's the RDG, I know utilities coming right now. They're gonna smoke it all the way, so they have a better chance and not letting actually B4. Sorry, I keep saying 64. B4 knowing what's their play. Right? And they actually hit a car behind, and that's gonna be a surprise for actually B4 coming in. Surprise for him.
This is not the smartest choice though, but he jumps out of the car. See very much surviving his Zinho. The car explodes, but he's still very much alive. Still somehow hiding behind the car, but they do not want to commit here. B4 knows that this is the round that they can win this winner chicken dinner, so they want to take a methodical approach. They want to play it a little bit more slower. They don't want to overjump the gun, so they don't want to engage as well. But RDG is coming down the hill. They're trying to fight this off. One by one, they're dropping like flies, but RDG is left with 2 more players. He very much alive. Nunes comes in and hides behind the wall. But the 2 players have dropped. Nunes is all alone. And he goes in. He goes for spraying on Nunes, but he's all alone. He will be finished off as well. Nicely done there, and the game is done.
Like, congratulations to B4 Stardust getting that last chicken. Congratulations. Some clap. actually getting also a lot of kills, getting a total kill of 12 kills.
That's really nice as well for
really
B4. But look at that. They had 4-man strong. They found the compound. The only compound that was in the circle. They stayed inside, waited for the opportunity to shine. But actually, RDG came in. So they knew, again, as you said, you knew that it was going to happen. You just had to stay in the compound and just wait for RDG, right?
Right. So both teams played pretty well, especially before they had the other team, which I believe
It's GM Imperium. I think that's the only last, the one that got third, is it? One of the teams.
All right. So one of the team actually was a little bit shred for them. So they basically, after knocking one player down and seeing the other team members also knocking on that team, they made the decision. All right. They are busy dealing other teams. All right, we're gonna get our cars. We're gonna get to the place which we feel is the best for us, and we're gonna commit for it, right? And they did that, and that actually bought them the winner trigger, right? But on the other side, RDG also had the good play, right? They were prepared actually, so they were on the upper hill, right? They're like they knew there was like chance. They got pretty lucky until the end because you never know when the circle is gonna spawn where, right?
Yeah.
So they were prepared. They had 2 vehicles ready for there, and they were like I really didn't notice it. Like they were like pretty hidden, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like at the back of the screen.
Yeah, so they were prepared for the situation. So we see a lot of plans, we see a lot of concerns coming in from our south, we're
from the area of the map.
Yeah,
from the area of the map. So
yes.
Bastardos gets the first place with 32 points. Rush to Die has 22, and Guardians Imperium surviving with 1 player towards the end. I think it was Asme. So with him surviving, he gets himself the 10 placement points and then gets himself 15 points because the team got 5 as well. Nova Esports, as say, sitting at 4th. So that's exactly the same as what happened towards the end. Nobody jumped the gun, or nobody jumped the table with getting more kills than they should.
SvG getting actually no kills, being the last team. They got 1 chicken dinner.
Holy crap, Bastardos B4 is right now at number 1 with 75 points, have already exceeded Brazilian Killers 6-9 Esports at number 3.
33 kills in total.
Yep, fighting against Brazilian Killers as well. Brazilian Killers with 29. So now Bastardos looking very, very strong in the second day, finishing off at the top of the table after 2 days of playing the South American group stages.
And that's it. We are seeing the total scoreboard. Loops are actually like I believe they could have played a little bit better because they had the skill for it.
Yeah.
But a little bit maybe we have the kill leader, and
yeah, the Brazilian killers are actually back now. Lost got only 1 kill since just now, and Bill sitting at number 1 with 12.
Wow.
Mufasa is one of the players that we see a lot that tries to fight all alone, but he gets those skills. But this is, I think, accumulated over the rest of the games,
Noah,
right?
Noah got the skills for it, right? He got the kills, but the thing about this season, right? Kills matter. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But you also need that placement and try getting onto that top 5, right? It's important. It's different in this region because everybody is playing pretty passive.
Yeah.
Everybody has a lot of to concern. Everybody is planned. So you don't know what you're going to deal until basically the 4th circle or the 5th circle. You don't know where it's gonna come. So it's hard. It's harder basically on this region than other regions because so basically South America likes to play it slow and exploding in the end.
Yeah,
that's horrifying actually.
I think that's nail in the coffin, that explosion in the end, because that's how RDG came in, suddenly just exploding onto B4. They tried their best, but they brought the car, and again, you said that sometimes they're methodical, but usually they're single-minded, right?
Yep.
But just now, they kind of split apart. Only one car came in first, and then he kind of left his teammates there for a little bit too late, or a little bit too. He came out a little bit too late, and his teammate came a little bit too late. So that's one of the problems. That if they came together, I think something else would have happened.
It's something like if they It depends on the situation, right? So basically, the first guy went out trying to beat a decoy actually.
Yes.
So when he goes out, you see the other RD team members try to like suppress fire. So he was pretty important because he need to establish a line for his teammate, and he does that by going through. Almost getting killed, right? Almost getting killed, but we saw Law getting pretty Law was getting pretty low on trying to flank him around because they know he was hit a couple of times, maybe 1 bullet or 2 bullets was just gonna finish the job, right? After that, he got shots, but luckily he gets back to the side of the building. Back to cover anyways, so that basically saves the B4 the position because first RD didn't make to the line, didn't push the line enough, so it was going to like end up ugly. They knew it's gonna end up like this, so they drove the second car, tried to push it a little bit further, but it wasn't successful because the second car was not the ideal car for rushing.
So it made it very hard. But again, even if they made the line, do you think that they could have gotten the skills on before?
It depends on the situation, right? It really depends on the situation. But either way, amazing play from all of the team today from South America. Amazing play. Like the South America won again and again, has proven us they can be better every time they come back to the tournament. It's beautiful, just beautiful.
Yep, it's just beautiful. South America has surprised us time and time again. That's the last game for the day, and it was wonderful to watch as well. Very methodical approach coming in from a lot of the South American teams, and that will be it for us at the show. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, making sure that you get the notifications because there's 6 regions being played on this stream, so making sure that you get those notifications, make sure you tick that bell. So thanks again for joining us. PMCO will continue tomorrow with the regional group stages after the... Wait, we start with what? We start with... Never mind. We will be continuing with the South American tomorrow. So thanks again. Good night.
Bye-bye.